What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and it's that time again. Did you miss me? Oh, we about to have some good conversation right now. Shout out to my shooters. Salute to my shooters. We're probably going to need them because this is a sensitive subject, you know, in the boxing world. Make sure, before I get started, y'all smash the like button. Right? I'm going to give y'all a quick disclaimer, and we jumping straight to the money. You know, we're going to do a roll call, but after that, it's straight to the money. Check it. This video and this live stream will include my truest thoughts, uncut, raw, unfiltered, like normal, my honest thoughts. You know, I'll give you guys that cocaine, that raw, that pure. And if you have a problem with that, you're not here to hear or listen, this is not the video for you, because I'm going to break it down. This ERROL, Spence, Terence Crawford, I'm hearing a lot of nonsense. This is not a direct response to anybody's video. I tell you guys, I don't really watch YouTube boxing anymore. You know, I don't just be on boxing websites and reading a bunch of articles, you know, and things like that. You guys send me tweets and stuff, and a lot of times I can't even get to them. You know, I'm in my own lane, worried about my brand. So this is not no shot at anyone. This is a lot of people. So if people disagree, then that's their opinion. I'm giving you the ego opinion. Shout out to my dude, Real Brother 32. We about to, you know, keep it respectful, have some fun, show receipts, facts, new media. My dude, Real Brother, he said, shout out to the livest live stream. We done the livest gates. Ego Valley. I might go Ego Valley. I already did earlier today. I brought him back. You know, Ego's Army, salute my G's. Let's get it. We're going to do a quick roll call, and then I'm jumping in because I've been wanting to talk about this for a minute. Let's go. We're going to see in this episode what's what. Now, where y'all at? Where y'all from? Hey, where y'all at? Where y'all from? Let's get it. We're going to do the Boxingego roll call. Y'all know what it is, man. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Tell me where you at. Where you at? Where you from? Okay, hold on. We got to turn the levels up a little bit. Just a little bit. Hey, hey. Chicago, Garfield Park, boxing in the building. North Hollywood, Georgia. Lancaster up in this. Shout out to Cali. Silarm. Damn, I'm tripping. It's going hella fast. LBC, Knoxville, Tennessee, Bompton. Shout out to Bompton. Shout out to DMV, Tampa, Florida, Sonora, Mexico. I see you. Brisbane. We back up in it. LA, ATL, Montreal to ATL. Y'all already know what it is. I am the kid. I am the host. Young credentials. Ego. Shout out to Illinois, man. We come back on them one time. Gary, Indiana, home of the king of pop. And I'm the king of box. Let's get it. Mexican or Mexico? Where you at? Where you from? That's what we care about. Not what your ethnicity is. Shout out to Philly, PA. Roderick, what's good? H-Town. Roosevelt. San Andreas. We on that GTA 5 shit, man. We might snatch you up out your ride shit. Okay. All right. I got to get into the content. Yo, smash the like button. We about to talk about this. Like, I'm hearing so much about boxing fans are so fickle. You know, boxing fans are oh so fickle when it comes to this beautiful sport that I love. Like, it's like, I understand what have you done for me lately, but these motherfuckers change like underwear. You know what I'm saying? They change their opinions like underwear. Like, 1 minute they'll say this, and then a day later or one thing will happen, and then now everything you've always said is out the window. That's not me. You know, 10 toes down. We standing with it. In the case, I'm gonna do this like Maury Povich, because you know, in the case of Terence Bud Crawford, is he ducking Errol Spence Jr.? The test results show no, he not. No, he not, y'all. Terence Crawford, he ain't ducking. He ain't ducking Errol Spence. All right. Now, in the case of Errol the Truth Spence Jr. from DeSoto, Texas, is he ducking Terence Crawford? All right, hold on. Let me look at the test results real quick. Hold on. Let me look. Let me peek. Let me look at the test result. Okay. It says, Errol Spence, you are not ducking Terence Crawford. Okay. So we established that. Thank you guys. It's been real. Smash the like button. I'm out. Nah, I'm just playing. Y'all be mad as fuck if I got off like that. Listen, stop it. Stop it. The two motherfuckers who've been about that life for this long in boxing, and now all of a sudden y'all trying to say they ducking each other. Like, stop it. Bruh, stop it. We not playing these games, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna tell you why we not playing these games. Career-wise, Terence Crawford has made a career taking risks. His first fight to prominence, he fought Bradis Prescott against his manager, Cameron Duncan's wishes, on 2 weeks' notice, and he moved up from 135 to 140 to do it. With 2 weeks. This is a guy who flattened Amir Khan, and up to that point, Crawford hadn't fought anyone at that level. Moved up in weight on 2 weeks' notice. His manager didn't even want him to take the fight on that little notice. Crawford said, put me in there with him. Then a star was born. You know, a guy who became undisputed. Hold on, my allergies tripping. Became undisputed. He said that was cool. That was fun. You know, I got some pictures and memories. I'm going up to 47 now. Fought a champion. His first fight in the welterweight division. A guy who's bigger than him. A guy who's supposed to be stronger than him. A guy who gave Manny Pacquiao hell. Pacquiao was in there looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like getting moved all around the ring. Beat him easy. Then he fights a guy taller in Jose Benavidez, who was mad confident and, you know, physically bigger. You know, this is Crawford has a good height, I would say, and I could think of a couple people that were bigger than him. Victor Postal, Julius Ndongo. You know, those are two champions, and then a former champion like Jose Benavidez. Stop it. You know, Errol Spence, we're talking about the man who kind of chased Keith Thurman into this baby retirement from trying to smoke him out. Right? So what are we talking about? That's what I'm saying. These boxing fans, I don't know where they make y'all, but some of y'all ain't solid. You know, and I'm telling y'all, and it's actually, it's a shame that some of my ego's army is falling for it. They fell for the mousetrap. They're falling for it. This is the classic example of the black murderers row and some divide and conquer bullshit. All right, we got a hot seat. You will get clapped. I ain't even barely even started. Big Mike, we gonna see you gonna be Lil Mike. Oh my God, passive student, let me get one. Listen, hey, shooters, fall back this episode. It's cool, you know. Give him, because there's a little bit of a lag. I gotta catch one of these motherfuckers. So if you don't clap them so quick, please don't. Give them a chance, you know, see if I notice their comment, and if they just keep repeating, then y'all clap them. Don't clap them that quick. I told you this is gonna be buckle up, everybody. This is gonna be a good one. You know, he's saying all this stuff of, oh, you just like black fight, all this stupid shit. We gonna see. We gonna see what's what, and we can see what you can prove. Anywho, back to what I was saying. Errol Spence damn near chased Keith Thurman into irrelevance, and now people are saying Spence is ducking Bud. Stop. How? Hold on. Big Mike it back? Okay. Somehow you got back. I don't know how the fuck you got back that quick, but you back. You in the hot seat. I don't care how you got back. Leave him. Shooters don't. Whoever deletes him before it's time will lose their shooter privilege. I gotta get me one. So we're all in the up and up. If anybody deletes Big Mike before this game is over, they will lose their shooter privilege. We got some action. Yeah. Okay, so your first comment says, I dick ride black fighters. All right. Yeah, I gotta take my socks off for this one. All right, yeah. Okay. Name a black fighter that I dick ride and what I said about them that was false. They don't deserve credit, and I just was dick riding and I gave them credit for some shit. We'll see. We'll see who could speak to what they say. Come on, Big Mike. Big Mike on a bike. Yeah, you better get to pedaling, because we coming. We gonna run down on all you. See, I can't help it if you want to relegate minorities or black fighters into irrelevance, or to make them inferior or seem inferior because it suits your agenda. I can't help that. So you tell me what I said about a black fighter that you just totally disagree with. I was just giving them credit and they was sorry or something like that. I'm not gonna give you any more like examples. You tell me, and you got 25 seconds. Yeah, we waiting, man. So how's everybody else doing while we wait for Big Mike? See, I gotta find ways. It's like I gotta start practicing some jokes and shit, because these motherfuckers take so long. So I need to practice some jokes so we could fill in the time while we wait for these bums to respond. So we waiting for Big Mike. You know, let's do a quick. I'm gonna answer one Q&A question while we wait for this bum to think. One Q&A. Put Q&A in your question. Right? We just waiting for Big Mike. You, Big Mike, keep thinking and keep typing your comment. But everyone else, I'm gonna answer a question, because I don't like all this dead space where we just waiting for a bum. And D said, I came at the perfect time. Chilling, just got from working out, eating. Yeah, we about to do a post workout on this fool. Big Mike, where you at? All this black fight, the black channel, all this shit. Q&A. Ego, do you think he forgot Anthony Joshua is black? Oh my God. Oh, hold on. He responded. We got action. All right. He said Prescott is not a good win. Gamboa was a good. Hold on. You messing up already. You said all I do is dick ride black fighters, and you're talking about Prescott is not a good win. First of all, all I said is he took a challenge, moved up in weight when he was unknown, and he took a risk. So unless you're disputing that, which is what I just said, why are we talking about the caliber of Bradis Prescott? See, these motherfuckers disagree, but they don't even listen. Gamboa was a good win. He unified 1-4. Bro, you're saying I'm not reading this. You know, if I want to read a book, I'm gonna get Stephen King or John Grisham or something. I'm not reading it. Answer the question. That's the strike one. You talking about, oh, this Crawford Gamboa is a good win. You saying everything but the answer to the question. I don't care if Gamboa is a good win. What I say about black fighters that made you say that I'm dick riding black fighters, where I gave a black fighter, you know, this immense amount of credit or respect for something they don't deserve respect for. It's simple. I don't care about Gamboa and, you know, whatever the fuck you was talking about. Smash the like button. We got, we don't do snake shit, but we like snakes. We like them still squirming and warm. You know what I'm saying? Before we go in for the kill. We don't want this dead ass animal. We like to kill them while they live and let everybody watch. So where you at, Big Mike? Your time's about up. You got 10 seconds, dog. Because I'm not letting you hold up the show. You're not talking about nothing. All you have to do is tell me what I said about black fighters that you disagree with, and I was way off the mark. You know, I can't help it if you want black fighters to appear like inferior or whatever agenda you got going on. 8 seconds, Big Mike. You looking like Lil Mike. Lil Mike on the bike. 6 seconds, Lil Mike. Tell him something, JoJo. Hey, you gotta do something, Lil Mike. Nigga, everybody listening. You got 4 seconds, Lil Mike. Tell him something. 3 seconds. And stay hating on Triple G. See? You give Charlos a pass for fighting trash opposition. You stay hating on Triple G. You notice there's no example. Hold on, I'm gonna let the fans vote. Cause to me, you done. But I'll let the fans vote. Should I continue this? Because he's not giving no specifics. If the fans want me to continue this hot seat, say yes, continue. If you want him done, say finish him or get him out of here or something. You know, I'll let the fans vote. Okay, clap him, get him out. Someone says yes. You hurry up and vote. Clap his ass. You better hurry up and vote. Yes, continue. That's 2. Fuck him, embarrass him, finish him. Nah, there's more people that say finish him. Hey, get rid of this bum. Lil Mike the bum gotta go. Hey, shooters, the crowd has spoke. They said get him out of here. That's what I'm saying. You gotta make your point quicker than that. You know, we're not waiting all day. We're not waiting all day for this. Oh no, Ego Army is mad at me, LOL. Oh, you done. I don't care if they mad at you or not. You still getting clapped. See how he's not saying nothing. That's what I'm saying. So it just would have been a slow burn. You know, just been slow. For no reason. You stay hating on Triple G, but you didn't use no specific. All right, he's gone. Moving on. Anyway, Errol Spence about that life. Terence Crawford about that life. And it saddens me that some of Ego's army is falling for the tactics, the divide and conquer bullshit. We're taking 2 people that historically have been about that life and proven for other top guys that they wanted to fight, that those other guys didn't want no smoke. Now we're pitting them against each other, which, you know, that's cool. It's a competitive sport. But then now people are picking sides and trying to make it like the other person been scary. So when Crawford, he was down to fight Pacquiao. Pacquiao looked the other way. I think I left my oven on. You know, he wasn't checking for Crawford. HBO wanted to fight. You know, maybe they would have been in business if they had to fight like that. You know, Bob Arum said he wanted to fight. Crawford said he wanted to fight. Pacquiao's team didn't. You know, Keith Thurman and Spence. Thurman been telling you about Spence. Spence been telling you about Thurman. So now people are trying to flip. That's what I'm saying. Boxing is crazy. It's fickle. You know, it's fickle. And this, I'm telling you, this is how I know for a fact. I'm gonna start giving y'all examples. This is how I know, because I see the usernames. It's the same people in some of these conversations. And this is how I know some of the biased people, the guys that really have favoritism, the guys who are really racist, guys and girls or whatever, they like this. They want to pit Terence Crawford against Errol Spence. They like to they want to egg on the fire with that, and they want to sit back and watch the, you know, Terence Crawford fans chew out the Errol Spence fans, vice versa. That's what they are trying to do, and I can give you guys examples of that. And then we'll talk about Bob Arum's statements calling Al Heyman the cancer. It's about to go down. I'm gonna give you real-time, real-life examples of what the fuck I'm talking about. So buckle up. This is what they do. Well, an easy indication. I'm telling you, I've been studying this game. I studied this game for years, you know? For years. Before this YouTube live streaming, I was still on the platform. This is how I know. Because you ask, okay, trust me, I'm gonna have to break this down in parts, because I want my words to mean something, and I want you guys to understand what I'm saying without it being taken out of context. So without further ado, if you want to see Crawford versus Spence, I got no beef with you. If you're just a boxing fan that wants to see the fight, I got no beef with you. None. It's a good fight. 2 undefeated fighters. You know, I have no problem. I want to see the fight. See, now we got a hot seat. After I just said that, we got December 1970. We're going to send you right back to 1977. He says, Ego, you don't like a modern day Hearn versus Leonard. When did I ever say I don't like a modern day Hearn versus Leonard? Y'all will be held accountable for what y'all put in this comment section. Believe that. You in the hot seat. Go. So I just said I have no problem if you want to see the fight. And you say some stupid shit like that. Hey, you don't want to see a modern day Hearn, Hagler, Leonard. Stop it, bro. You in the hot seat now. When did I ever say I didn't want to see the fight? When did I never say I don't want to see Hagler, Leonard, or whatever the fuck you talking about? When did I say this? So since you want to interrupt, you know, we're not going to do this every time one of y'all interrupt. But if I see it and I feel like it, you know, we're going to put you on the spot. Man, we ain't playing no games. We getting straight to that bag. We getting straight to. I got a super chat waiting, so you got to hurry up because the money come first. You know, the money's supposed to come first. So, Diciembre, we putting you, we send you back to 1977. He said type is delayed when you said it. Put him in timeout. Okay, that's fine. That's, to me, that's you waving the white flag. You said that I said some shit after. Cool. Remember that. You've been warned. Super chat. Just put him in timeout. He could come back. He waved the white flag. You know, I never, listen, hold me accountable for what I say. This goes to everybody. If I said it, I meant it. End of story. Now, if it's something that I said, get your pens and paper, or I'm sure they got an app for it, speech to text, hold your phone to the speaker. And if you want to take words that came out of my mouth and then talk about it with me or debate those words, then it's all good, because if I said it, I meant it. But don't go saying I said something that I didn't even say. I never said I don't want to see Crawford versus Spence, or two black fighters shouldn't fight, or some stupid shit in rhetoric that they'll try to make up. Now, Official Reckless. I told you we got the livest live stream. Official Reckless, $10 super chat. He said, I open up YouTube on my phone while watching another Ego video, and the first thing I hear is unfair and biased towards Lil G. New fucking media. Now I have to get back to the previous video, bro. Hashtag we need hats. It's all coming, baby. We working. I believe that. I'm in my zone. Ain't nothing stopping the army now. You know, strength in numbers. Let's get it. I never once said I don't want to see Crawford versus Spence, and I'm going to elaborate on that. But it's mighty ironic that people have these really, really short-term memories where they said thing A, and then now they're trying to instigate the Crawford and Spence like saga and pick a side and say this guy's ducking this one. You know, I don't think either guy is ducking either person. Like in terms of they're scared. I don't think that at all. And I can explain why. I can explain why. Y'all want me to explain why? Can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? We done the livest live gates. Neither person historically has showed us anything about ducking. They never showed us that that's in their repertoire of things that they plan on doing. You know, they both conducted themselves, they both have been champions and are current champions, you know, and or one or the other, right? Neither one of them has not done what we've wanted them to do. Crawford became undisputed. Errol Spence hasn't fought, let's say, all the great names, but we know why he hasn't fought a lot of the great names. Let's not play these games like it's the same thing for Luis Ortiz versus Travis Kaufman. Is that a fight that I was clamoring for and salivating for? No, but I'm not going to get mad at Luis Ortiz for it. It's not that I'm being biased. It's because I understand it. I understand why King Kong has to fight Travis Kaufman, because other motherfuckers with a bigger name, right, aren't trying to fight him. Or even if they are, their promoter ain't trying to make the match. That's the problem. So this is what old media, you know, the old media, they've been getting slaughtered, but they're subtly trying to, like, you know, claw their way back into the fight. We not allowing that. We stomping on you. You know, they're talking about, my dude is Big Baby Miller, but they're talking about Gerald Miller on DAZN versus Bogdan Dinu. Who in the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers mad at PBC and Luis Ortiz and a DAZN trying to make a fight with Baghdad. Bombs over Baghdad Dinu. Who is Baghdad Dinu? Baghdad Dinu. Who is that? I understand to my understanding, he was trying to fight Fresh Oquendo, and that didn't happen. But now it's Baghdad Dinu is a person being contemplated. You know, so how am I? This is what I'm saying with the favorite. This is the dude's name. That sounds like some Dragon Ball Z shit. I don't even know who Baghdad Dinu is. Who is that? But see, this is what I'm saying. That's a DAZN fight. Eddie Hearn is trying to put his fighter in a position, you know, shout out to Gerald Miller, to, I guess, maybe get a WBA regular or interim or WBA Shawn Michaels Intercontinental belt or some version of it. So that's what he's trying to do to get that opportunity. So don't come crashing down on Luis King Kong Ortiz because he's fighting on a major pay-per-view card that's going to give him exposure. Couldn't get a Dillian White fight. AJ has never, ever said Luis Ortiz's name that I ever heard. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn barely talks about Luis Ortiz. And, you know, and you're going to be mad that Luis Ortiz is fighting Travis Kaufman. It's the same thing with Spence and Crawford. They're both terrific fighters. I love the fight. I want to see the fight. I think they're how do I not know who Boxingego is? Who the fuck is he? I never heard of him. What do you mean, how do I not know who is he? That motherfucker sound like a goblin or something. I don't know no Boxingego. Who is that? What's his claim to fame? Who he, like, I got to get on my Roger Mayweather shit. Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing. Who he beat? He ain't beat no motherfucker body. Okay, then. Who Boxingego beat? Who the fuck? Y'all talking about, oh, I can't believe you don't know Boxingego. Okay, you tell me. Who he beat? I'm on my Roger Mayweather shit. Who he beat? Who is Boxingego? He could be undefeated all day. I don't know him. That's some Dragon Ball Z. The fucking Majin Buu versus Boxingego. I don't know who the fuck these dudes is. And I cover boxing. What you talking about? Who he beat? He ain't beat no motherfucking body. Okay, then. I'm on my Roger shit. Who is Boxingego? So that's what I'm saying. That's this. Let me get back to the Spence Crawford shit. Y'all getting this work right now. Y'all getting this work. So this is my point. They don't spread the love. That's how I know it's fake. Because if it was real, then you would be like, damn, why is Dillian White fighting Joseph Parker coming off of a loss? Okay, he's a former champion. Okay, Lucas Brown, you know, Robert Helenia, you know, but they're not spreading the love. It's just like, oh, why is this Al Heyman guy, Luis Ortiz, fighting, you know, Travis Kaufman, completely omitting the fact that people don't want to fight Luis Ortiz. We're not playing that. You know, same thing, like, let's look at Crawford Spence, because that's the main thing I want to touch down on. You know, people are like trying to flip it and look like two of the most bouted motherfuckers at welterweight are now all of a sudden scared. I'm telling y'all falling for they fell for the mousetrap. And it makes me sad that I see some of the Ego's army falling for the shit. You know, picking a side and saying, oh, yeah. But we know for the last 2 years in boxing, Crawford been that dude and Spence been that dude, you know, in their respective divisions. But here, let's break this down. Let's unpack this as one big family. Stop me when I'm lying. And if you stop me, you in the hot seat. Bob Arum says that Al Heyman is the cancer to boxing. Fair enough. His reason being is Mr. Cancer, as Arum would call him, is Al Heyman is blocking Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford from happening, right? Mayweather did an interview and he said some shit like, "Oh, we're not making Bud Crawford versus what's the name, Spence right away. We're not making that right now." So a lot of people are using that as their catalyst to say they smell pussy or see fear in Errol Spence. We not doing that. Here's why. I promise you, this is what I do. Like this boxing shit. If I'm not good at anything, it's blessing the mic and talking boxing. You know what I'm saying? This is you just gotta, like Maybelline. Maybe he's born with it. Check it. This is how I know Bob Arum is just kind of hating on Heyman. Y'all want to know? This is my honest opinion. This is how I know he's okay. First of all, let me, before I get to that, let's talk about an actual factual. Terence Crawford moved up to welterweight. Bravo. I covered both of his welterweight fights. They were awesome. They were stoppages. Jeff Horn and Jose Benavidez. Again, bravo. Moved up after being undisputed, and he stopped guys that were bigger, stronger, supposed to be stronger, confident, all that. One was a champion. Great. But herein lies the problem. Hold on, let's get to the money. You know, I gotta show love. Marquise Fleming, $5 super chat. Ego, peace. What's happening? Keep up the good work. I appreciate you. Thank you. And if you guys, for this next duration, if you do super chat, please just try to keep the that was good. That was perfect. But please don't switch the subject in the super chat or have this long ass, because I got to get these thoughts out. You know what I'm saying? Or just pause the super chat until later in the stream. You know what I'm saying? And they claim I beg for money. I'm telling y'all to not send money, you know, if it's going to be too much of a subject switch or distraction. So if you super chat, please leave a short comment just like that last one, and don't switch the subject, because we got to get past this Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence shit. Or just wait until later after these thoughts are delivered, and then you can super chat to your heart's content. He said, let it ride out. Yeah, I got, see, because the thing is, this is all freestyle. I'm not reading no fucking teleprompter. So that's why I can't be doing hot seats and super chats and a whole bunch of shit that take, because you have to, you know, you have to stay on focus. And I got so much to say. So make sure y'all smash the like button. We're going to just keep going. Keep it rocking. Let me take a sip. Can I take a sip? Mikey Garcia is a terrific fighter, but if you put Mikey Garcia, Team Mikey, bitch, and keep calling us bitches because Mikey's a good fighter, you will be removed. If you put that one more time, all you're putting is Team Mikey Garcia and Mikey, you bitches and all that gangbanging shit. That's cool. Mikey's great. You put that again, you're getting blocked. His name is Kush only. You gonna get smoked like by Kush. Like Kush. Okay. Crawford moved up to welterweight. Stopped both the guys who had fought at welterweight that were bigger and supposed to be stronger than him. Fact. I covered both of those fights. Fact. On the top ranked side, he doesn't really have anybody that is signed with Top Rank that generates a lot of interest for a world-class elite level fighter without moving people up or moving people down or Crawford moving up. True or false? Because that's my belief. I don't think Crawford has many options at all in the welterweight division. I'm talking about in-house fights. If you disagree with that, you let me know the not any fight. I'm talking about mega fights he can do that are in-house. You not Mean Machine or something, because that's not a big fight. A lot of people haven't been exposed. You know, some people might know who Mean Machine is, but that not many. So that's the most bait. This is how I know it's it's a narrative that's being pushed. Who can Terrence Crawford fight in-house that's an awesome fight at welterweight? In-house without anyone moving up in weight or anyone moving down in weight. Name a fight that is a big fight that Terrence Crawford can fight in 2019. See, we already know Crawford is the goods. We already know Crawford is the man. Pacquiao just moved over to Al Haymon's side. So that's one less person in-house that Terrence Crawford can fight. Tim Bradley is friends with Terrence Crawford. That would have been a great fight. But he's friends with him, and now he's retired, and he's doing his commentary thing. Okay, Hernandez, you guys are going to start getting put in timeout. Danny Garcia is not an in-house fight. Kell Brook is not an in-house fight. If you guys don't listen and you just want to blurt out these Tourette's answers, my shooters are just going to start clapping and putting you in timeout. They can just be in timeout. We're not here for that. We're here for realistic answers. We are talking about top-ranked fighters without anyone moving up or down that Terrence Crawford can fight. That is the question. So I don't care about Kell Brook. I don't care about all these other fights. I'm talking about in-house fights with Terrence Crawford that make sense and make money. Go. And if you don't know enough about who's with who, then sit back and leave it to the big dogs, the ones of us that do know about boxing, and we know who's with who. Shout out to James Souza, $2 super chat. Everyone at the Heyman party while Bud chilling solo. Shout out to you on the super chat. See how we start to hone in on this a little bit more. Shout out to Chicago, real ones out in Chicago. I already know, man. Block Kush 5150. All right, you crazy? You 5150? All right, block him. He keeps putting stupid shit. I already warned him. Block Kush only 5150. Okay, what did we come up with? I'm going to ask once again, name a big fight that you think would like expand upon the greatness of Crawford. We know he's a really good fighter that will take him to the next level. That's an in-house top rank fight without Regis Prograis or somebody moving up. He's in a tournament. I'm talking about at 147 right now, developed. They have some publicity. Who? Big Time says no one. Blocking people is female shit. LOL, you sensitive. Block him. Yep, I'm sensitive. I'm on my period. Block you too. GGHH. But I guarantee you come back. We'll see what's sensitive when you try to come back under an alias. Like, you fucking blocked me. He blocked me, everybody. Going on to, you know, what's sensitive is you go to another YouTube channel that, you know, ain't even accomplished what we accomplished over here, crying that I blocked you. We'll see who's sensitive. Because I'm going to forget about you. You know what I'm saying? You just said some stupid shit, got clapped. Yeah, we'll see who's sensitive. He gonna come back. Why'd you block me? You blocked me. Or go on someone else's page. He gonna just blocks people. Like The Rock said, know your role. Okay, shout out to my dude Antonio Mendoza. He says, I can't think of no one, to be honest. Now we're getting somewhere. Now you guys get to see the reality set in. So, with that being, I thought about this too. I was like, okay, Juan Manuel Marquez retired. Pacquiao, he just went over to Al Heyman's side, so he's not working with Top Rank anymore. Tim Bradley, they're friends, and they already said they wouldn't fight. But besides that, Tim Bradley is retired, and he's a commentator now. Ruslan Provodnikov, retired. Like, who is there for? Lucas Matisse looked horrible, and he's with Golden Boy anyway. And he just got stopped and retired. So the reality is starting to set in. Top Rank is sitting on this wonderful product called Bud Crawford, who has all the talent in the world with no one to match him with in-house. So in my honest view, from seeing Top Rank matches in the past, if they had in-house fights that were already ready-made, they would do just like PBC. So everyone's like, oh, PBC and Floyd, he say he doesn't want to make the fight now. You know why? Because they don't have to. They don't have to make Terence Crawford versus Spence right now. There are all sorts of good fights for Errol Spence to still fight. You know why? Because PBC has that division. You know, they have that division on lock. Just like Eddie Hearn and DAZN, they got most of the top middleweights. You know, barring Charlo, and we don't know if Golovkin's going over there. So that's the thing. See, someone said Mike Alvarado. That's what I'm saying. That Mike Alvarado just knocked out a guy on the Crawford undercard, and people haven't even seen him recently. You know, so that's not even a fight you can match. So I don't think this is a matter of Top Rank just, oh, we got to do right by the fans and make this huge, glorious match. They don't have anyone for Crawford. Furthermore, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all fell for the mousetrap. That's why, you know, it saddens me to see Ego's Army, some of y'all, engaging in this bullshit. Y'all have to see the patterns and know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And read beyond just personal feelings. And we all want to see Crawford versus Spence. I mean, what boxing fan don't want to see it? But that's a fight that can be built up. But again, the reason Top Rank is vocal about it is because they don't really have many options from my view, and obviously the view of everybody in here, for Crawford at 147. They're not going to put Lomachenko ain't going to 47. He said he don't know if 135 is his ideal weight. And the way Bob Arum talks about Lomachenko, can anybody picture Lomachenko in 2019 moving up to 47 to fight Crawford? No. Lomachenko just said 35. He wants to be there a couple years. It's not his ideal weight right now. So, you know, they don't have anybody for Crawford to fight that has been built. They don't have Jesse Vargas anymore. You know, they don't have anyone. So you have to consider working with other people. That's the reality of it. You have to. People keep acting like Top Rank just came out and they're just, oh, we got to do what's noble. What happened to Mayweather versus Pacquiao? Jose Ramirez, once again, you guys have to learn to listen. Jose Ramirez fights at 140. I said, who can Crawford fight without anybody moving up or moving down? Without Crawford moving up, without Crawford moving back down, without a fighter moving up. Jose Ramirez is at 140 and he's a champion. So why would he want to give that up to fight a monster like Crawford? You know, what part of the game is that? And he's still developing. Does anyone want to see Jose Ramirez versus Crawford at 147? Is that a big fight? Maybe in Fresno if they put it out, you know, out here. But I would rather say let Ramirez develop and hold his title, and Ramirez versus Regis Prograis if he comes up out of this World Boxing Super Series. That's the fight to be made. But nobody's really checking for Crawford versus Ramirez. Plus, it would require Ramirez to move up. Crawford ain't moving back down. Amir Khan is not with Top Rank. See, once again, you guys don't know shit about boxing. Amir Khan looked pretty bad, you know, honestly, to be versus Samuel Vargas. Who wants to see that anyway? You got knocked down by Samuel Vargas. I don't know if the interest would be there off of that performance to fight Terence Crawford. Maybe if you didn't have that performance, maybe. But either way, that's not a top-ranked fighter. You guys have to learn to follow along. So, you know, everyone's making it like Bob Arum is just like trying to be so righteous and make the fight. They don't have anyone that's a big fight for Crawford. They said I swear, I heard Bob Arum list 2 people that the non-Heyman fighters that Crawford could fight. One was Mean Machine. I forgot the other dude's name. That's how little I know him. Deion Washington, you're saying Snuffleupagus or whatever. That's cool. That's Mean Machine. We've already discussed this. That is not a big fight. You can say he has, I think he's from Lithuania or something. He has power. That's cool. But, you know, that's not a fight that's going to really, like, Mean Machine, he doesn't have more showmanship than Jose Benavidez. You know, physically, I don't think he's going to be towering over Crawford and bring a Mexican fan base like Jose Benavidez, you know, bringing Mexican fans from Phoenix and shit. So, you know, it's not going to top. How's it going to top the Benavidez fight? You know, and Benavidez and his brother are more known, and Benavidez did a great job helping to the promotion by trash talking. I've never seen Mean Machine. I don't even know if he speaks like English in interviews. So that's not going to be a fight that, you know, does crazy numbers. It's not a big fight. Benavidez versus Crawford numbers. Listen, y'all don't need me to spoon feed. That is the #2 fight ESPN has showed behind Pacquiao Horn. You know, I don't have all the actual precise. Look it up. So the numbers did good. So again, who can Crawford fight with Top Rank? So people are making it like Bob Arum by doing these interviews and saying he wants to fight with Crawford and Spence right now. And right now people are like, yeah, Bob's doing what's right. What happened to Mayweather Pacquiao? People wanted that more than they want Crawford Spence. When Mayweather and Pacquiao first were in talks and they were both on the pound for pound list, you mean to tell me people rather see Crawford Spence than where that fight was at that time? That was the end all be all of fights. Pacquiao and Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't see Bob Arum rush to convince Pacquiao to take a drug test, but now all of a sudden he's so righteous and is like, oh yeah, the cancer of boxing, Heyman don't want to make it, but we do. Why didn't you make Mikey Garcia versus Yuriorkis Gamboa? That shit was hot as fuck at that time. And Mikey was a top ranked fighter. And the other promoter was 50 Cent. So he, you know, he would have made it. He's trying to cash out and make big fights. See, why would Crawford move up already? That's what I'm saying. So he's gonna move up after 2 weight classes when he can comfortably make the weight. That's what I'm saying. They don't have. That's what I'm saying. It's not a case of, to me, Bob Arum is just being super righteous and like doing what's right for Bob. They don't have anybody that makes sense in house or without really. All roads at welterweight really lead to The best fights that Crawford can fight are with Al Heyman. All right, I'm about to body this man. Valente, you in the hot seat. You're not understanding, so I'm going to help you understand. Top Rank has nobody for Crawford to fight. Crawford is up here in terms of talent. There is nobody that has proven that they are this star or they're up here with skill level to match up with Crawford that is an in-house fight. You keep saying, so fight Spence. Spence is on the winning side in the welterweight division. So guess what? Spence has options. Whether you, or anybody else like it, Spence can fight other people and still get respect for those fights. You mean to tell me if Spence beat Pacquiao in 1 round or some shit, no one's going to give him credit for that? You know, if he beat him better than Floyd? And because we have to understand, Spence's resume is not ahead of his skill. What people rate his skill at, we still need the paper trail of resume bodies to support that. So, you know, Spence is at the point where we know he's good, but the names are going to solidify that he's good. Spence can fight Sean Porter. Pacquiao's over there now. You know, I don't see him fighting Floyd Mayweather, but Keith Thurman, right? He can fight Luis Cala. He has options. I think Ugas is that's his mandatory. You know what I'm saying? So they have options. So boxing fans, because we are greedy and we want things when we want them, like to a fault. Errol Spence, we're not going to leapfrog over this shit. Errol Spence been calling out Keith Thurman before Crawford was even in the division. Crawford wasn't even in the division, but y'all want to pass up all those fights and try to scramble because one side needs Al Heyman to make the big fights, right? And now you want to hurry up and scramble and throw this together and then give credit to Bob Arum like he's being so righteous in making the fight. No, we're not doing that. There's even like the John Molinas and Felix Diaz. Terrence Crawford already beat them. You know, Diaz is a guy that fought at 47. And so nobody's trying to see Crawford versus John Molina, a guy who's fought at 47. Nobody's trying to see Crawford versus Felix Diaz. So those are other options, but Crawford already beat them. So anyway, this is what people are talking about. People, now you want to rush the Errol Spence and Crawford fight because this side needs something to make a big fight for Crawford. You know, and this is how fickle boxing fans are. Just a few months ago, when I reported about it, man, I'm giving y'all too many gems. I should just cut this shit off right now. You know, it's disgusting. You know, y'all want me to keep going? I should cut this shit off. It's like I have to babysit some people. I'm saying all fact. Hold on, where we at in the likes? That's going to determine if we keep this stream up. You know, ain't shit free. Yeah, I gotta babysit people to tap into, you know, to get them to think about what's really going on, and like, you know, this is ridiculous. Yeah, we got to get to 100 likes like ASAP. You know, if you guys want this stream to continue, y'all got to smash that like button, get us to at least to the 100 mark. You know, there's people putting all these thoughts and shit, like, stop it. So, you know, to me, it's instead of Bob Arum just being so righteous and trying to do its best and you know, make the crazy mega fight that everyone wants to see, it's more so you don't have the option. Plus, they want to plant the seed now, so if Crawford ends up fighting Mean Machine, it's already put out there that this is Heyman's fault. So, you know, Crawford has to fight Mean Machine. He has to fight this random name in the IBF or, you know, whatever, WBO, some random guy from like Turkey or some shit. That's what's happening here, you know, because when Crawford ends up fighting Mean Machine in 2019 and Gurjed Zabetsky and, you know, some shit that we never even heard of, that just happens to be somewhere in the WBO rankings, Gerched Zubetsky, you know, then now Bob Arum can be like, see, it's Al Heyman. We would be fighting better people if it wasn't Al Heyman. But see, that's not the case with Errol Spence. Errol Spence, even if he doesn't fight Crawford, he could fight meaningful fights. So it only applies to Crawford because he's that damn good and he doesn't have equivalents that have been promoted well in his division that are on that side. Errol Spence still has meaningful fights that he can get to and then fight for all the marbles against Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me, I'm not talking about if it what you think is the very best. Would you give would you give Spence any credit for beating Pacquiao, for beating Sean Porter, for beating Danny Garcia, you know, beating Luis Colada? See, so that's what I'm saying. They're not in as much of a rush to make the fight that Bob Arum is claiming he wants because they have a calendar and they have a plan and I don't see what's wrong. Errol Spence, he's talking about like, I'm gonna collect the belts and I'm gonna have the bargaining chip. It's kind of like what Eddie Hearn did. Eddie Hearn, he wanted you had the opportunity to fight Wilder for September. Negotiations fell apart. You fought Povetkin with Joshua. You know, y'all fought Povetkin, and now now that Wilder came out the woodwork with this Tyson Fury fight that caught you by surprise, that you know he's gonna get clout for and respect if he beats a guy like Tyson Fury. Now they want to give you a percentage because you're on borrowed time now. Now you want to give them a percentage, right? You want to give them a percentage, but you didn't before because you know the implications. You know after December 1st, if Deontay Wilder knocks out Tyson Fury, that he's the man in the heavyweight division. So now that's why Eddie Hearn's doing these interviews talking about, oh yeah, we can't wait till December 1st. We can't wait till December 1st to negotiate with Wilder. It must be done. You know why? Shout out to you, Harris. I see you. You know why they don't want to wait? Because after December 1st, Wilder becomes a bona fide star if he can beat Tyson Fury. That's why they're in a rush to expedite it. Like, okay, let's do the... Why didn't you have this much pep in your step before September? Why didn't you give the man Wilder a percentage before September? See, y'all fall for the mousetrap. Y'all fall for the game. Same thing with Arum. Before the Jose Benavidez fight, we didn't hear Arum screaming, saying that Al Heyman was the cancer of boxing and he's trying to make the Spence. Why did we even watch Jose Benavidez fight? Why didn't, if that's what Bob Arum really wanted, then why didn't we see Crawford versus Spence instead of Benavidez, or Crawford versus Spence instead of Jeff Horn? You know, why wasn't that Crawford, his first fight, he fought against a champion. Spence was already a champion, right? So why wasn't his first fight? You know, that's why I don't believe what Arum's saying here. Why didn't Crawford fight Spence his first fight at the welterweight? Because that's not what Top Rank wanted to do. They wanted to go after the weakling champion that we all knew was not the best, which was Jeff Horn. You know, I still give Crawford credit for that win because Jeff Horn, if you don't fight him right, you know, he has a style that he could make it an ugly fight for you. If you don't know how to control his rough headbutts and, you know, you get caught with his punch, you know. So I give him credit, but it wasn't like Spence. But now all of a sudden you've emptied out the tank. You know, it's like, you know, to remind, oh my gosh, I'm the king of analogy. Y'all want this analogy? Y'all got to work for this. Smash the like button. If y'all want this from the king of analogies, say hell yeah in the comment section. I got a perfect analogy I just thought of right now for you. I got a good analogy for y'all. Y'all want the analogy? Smash the like button. I told you I'm coming with heat this episode. Straight to it. You know, meat and potatoes. We getting straight to it. All right, I got an analogy for you. Just peep. Just tell me if this don't make sense. It's like an action movie, Die Hard or some shit, right? And Bruce Willis, he's in the room, and the bad guy, they're shooting at each other, trying to kill each other, like bop bop, hiding, bop 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 bop. The bad guy been trying to kill you. Bruce Willis closes distance with the bad guy, you know, and then he evades the last few bullets from the bad guy's gun, and Bruce Willis still has bullets in the chamber, and then he pulls up on the guy, and the guy goes to click, and it's like click, click, and he has no more ammunition. He has no more bullets. Now the guy, when Bruce Willis got the gun to his head, and you lost the gunfight basically because Bruce Willis still got guns, and he still got bullets and ammunition, and you don't. Then what does the bad guy do in movies like that? A lot of times they start pleading with the good guy. Oh, no, don't. You were just trying to kill me. 2 minutes ago, you were trying to kill me. Now you want mercy. You see? All of a sudden, when you were trying to buck at the other person, bah, 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 you know, you was trying to kill them. And then all of a sudden, when he closes distance, you fire your last couple of shots and he still got shots and he pulls up on you. Now you're like, oh, no, don't shoot me. Oh, man. You know, now you want to plead because you don't have no more ammunition. So that's what's going on here. You know, you don't have any more welterweights for Terence Crawford that makes sense, that is going to take him to the next level. He's already done next level shit. You don't have them, so you have to work with other people. You're going to have to work with somebody. Golden Boy for Rashidi Ellis or something. Mark English says terrible analogy. All right, what don't you understand? What don't you understand, Mark English? You in the hot seat, by the way. We gonna burn these boys at the stake. You in the hot seat. Mark English. You speak English, come on. Your last name is English. You said it's gonna be easy, right? What don't you understand? I'm gonna help you explain it. I'm gonna help you understand it. You said it was terrible? Okay. We got a hot seat. That ain't so terrible. Well, it's gonna be terrible for you. Where you at? What don't you understand? We're not gonna keep asking you, man. Mark, where you at, Marky? Because Crawford was never trying to kill Spence. He only seeking a fight. Oh, wow. Should I even compete with that? Bro, you're talking. So you take an analogy literally. You said the analogy is terrible because Crawford wasn't trying to shoot Errol Spence. Hey, is that an automatic L? He says the analogy was terrible because Crawford only wants a fight and he's not trying to kill Spence. What are you talking about, bro? I thought you were going to say something. Hey, get him out of here. The fans are already putting the L's up. What are you talking about? Passive student, you got that. Get him out of here. He's like, yeah, he's not in Die Hard. Well, what? It's an analogy, bro. The bottom line is this. Yeah, passive student, clap that. You know, that was horrible. You really wasted everyone's time. He's not trying to kill him. It's terrible because you don't understand what's being said. But the bottom line is Crawford doesn't have reasonable fights that are going to make him a star. They don't even have Pacquiao anymore. Bob Arum knows this thing. You know what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden he's trying to appear righteous because he has to either blame somebody for who Crawford is going to have to fight, or he's going to try to push for the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's not here's another thing. I could keep going. We ain't done enough. I could keep going. Shout out to you, Adrian. I could keep going, yo. Here's another reason why I don't believe what Arum is saying. Y'all want to know? With this whole Al Heyman's the cancer shit. Do y'all want to know? This is why I feel like it's propaganda. This is a good one. If y'all want to know, could I get a hell yeah in the comment section? This is why I feel like Bob Arum is just looking to blame Al Heyman for who he's going to have to match Crawford up with. You know, I got a good one, y'all. Tell me if this don't make sense. But you know, this is what I'm talking about with the fickle boxing fans. Terence Crawford, I did a report about it just a few months ago when he re-upped with Top Rank. A lot of you motherfuckers, this is how I know a lot of the racists and shit, they just want commotion. They want to help agitate the situation and sit back and watch, you know, see, like, you know, the black channels and different people arguing about Errol Spence and this, you know, taking the heat off of what's really going on in boxing. You know how people say, don't let that distract you from ... Don't let Spence Crawford distract you from what's really going on in this fucking sport. You know, because people are making, like, they're making something out of nothing with this Crawford Spence shit. I don't think either guy is scared, but they're trying to use it as a distraction. And this, I know the races are doing it because this is how you can always tell, you know, that they have something to do with it. Like people who have favoritism, the racist fans and shit like that. And maybe some people who aren't are getting crossed up in the mix, you know, they're end up, you know, picking a side too. So you have all these people talking about two of the guys who have been diligent in their duties as champions and been about it, trying to fight the best. And now people are picking sides saying Crawford don't want it. Spence don't want no smoke. We're not doing that. We're not falling for that bait, you know. And some of y'all, like I said, it's disappointing because y'all taking the bait. And this is how I know, a couple of things, how I know what I'm saying is true. You ask some of these people, and they don't care if Golovkin don't fight Charlo. You know, they're only, you know, if it's black on black crime and shit like that, the Black Channel and in certain fights, yeah, they're gung ho about that. But then ask Triple G if he ask him if Triple G should fight Charlo. Ask him that. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what I'm saying. It'd be like Canelo called out Mayweather. Should Mayweather move to 160? What does Mayweather owe to Canelo? He already beat him. Why he got to move up to 160? Why don't Canelo come back down to 52 and look like skeletal remains? You know what I'm saying? See, that's what I'm saying. Tell Canelo to move down. They'll say, hell no. Why should Canelo have to move down? You know, should Triple G fight Charlo? Hell no. Charlo hasn't done it. That's how I know. That's how I know. If you were all across the board with your rule set, that's fine. If you're like, yeah, Spence needs to fight Crawford, you know, Triple G needs to fight against Charlo, Dillian White needs to fight Luis Ortiz, and it was across the board even, Joshua needs to fight Wilder, then I'd be like, all right, you know, that's just how they think. But this is not how they think. Like, and the way you could tell is start doing what they do. Start deflecting. When we talking about Crawford Spence, you bring up Triple G Charlo and see how the fuck they react. You bring up Canelo versus Jacobs if he wins on Saturday. Canelo versus Derevyanchenko if he wins. Canelo versus Boo Boo and Charlo, and see them switch up real quick. We not playing. Don't fall for the mousetrap. We ain't done enough. New media. I could keep going, y'all. I got way more to talk about. I got more points that I ain't heard nobody say. Y'all want some more? Y'all want some more? If y'all want some more, you enjoying the conversation piece, smash the like button. This is why I don't agree or believe what ARUM is saying, that he's just being so righteous, trying to push for the fight for the greater good. Because if that's the case, then why aren't you doing this in all divisions with all of your fighters? Why do you have Lomachenko fighting Pedraza instead of pushing for Mikey Garcia? I'll wait. Answer that. If this is Bob Arum's outlook, where you just are willing to work with any promoter to make the best fight, then why is Lomachenko fighting a champion in Pedraza, but he's not fighting a champion in Mikey Garcia? Unification trumps mandatory. So Mikey Garcia could get bailed out from having to fight Richard Comey if he unifies with Lomachenko. But we don't see Bob Arum saying that, you know, Al Heyman's the cancer of boxing and blocking Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia. Explain that. Shout out to Jesse. I see you. Somebody explain that. Why is it at Crawford? Why? So Crawford has to fight the best in Spence. Those are the two top guys to me, you know. So he has to fight the best on PBC. But Mikey's been working with PBC, and you made Lomachenko versus Pedraza. So explain that. Why does Lomachenko get to fight Pedraza, the less accomplished lightweight champion, instead of Mikey Garcia? But for Crawford, he got to fight Errol Spence or Heyman's the curse and the cancer and all this shit. Explain. See, y'all getting that work. This is about the time. See, I'm in the championship rounds. These boys don't have the conditioning to do what I do because their points don't add up because it's not based on anything. I'm in the championship rounds. I'm still feeling good. You know, I got the cardio for this. Explain. How come Lomachenko, who you say is better than Crawford, basically, with the level of praise you give Lomachenko, you know, why is he not fighting Mikey Garcia? Let me guess, is it because of his shoulder? That's what we're gonna say. You know what I'm saying? If your shoulder's good enough to fight champion B, why is it not good enough to fight champion A? Because you like your chances versus champion B a lot more. But for Mikey, you know Mikey's a bad motherfucker. And you want to be at your best. Why? Okay, if you can fight a unification, how are you going to say I could unify with this guy, but I can't unify with that guy? Because of my shoulder. Because you believe that fight is easier. Because we've seen Gervonta Tank Davis knock out Jose Pedraza. But we ain't seen Tank or nobody knock out Mikey Garcia. We didn't see Broner, Robert Easter. So explain. Don't say, oh, Lomachenko is his shoulder. That's why he's taking on Pedraza. That's not a tune-up fight. He's a champion, right? It's a tune-up to him because he feels that he likes his style. He likes the matchup better. You can't. How you gonna say I'm good with this unification coming off an injury, but that unification, fuck no. That has to go and prove that he has more respect for Mikey Garcia, that he knows better than to come, you know, possibly off of a nagging injury. Somebody explain it. So Al Heyman's the cancer of boxing, but you know, it's just because he doesn't want to make Crawford and Spence on your time, because Spence has a different program, and you know, he has other people he can fight and then fight for all the marbles. And see, this is like I said with the Eddie Hearn shit. Eddie Hearn wants to fight Wilder before, or he wants to negotiate with Wilder before Wilder completes his fight with Fury, because if he completes his fight with Fury, his star power could grow. Hey, block Luis Garibay. He's wants my attention. Well, he got it, but not in the way he thought. Luis Garibay. Look at the names, the faces, and the profile pics of the people doing the most hating. Block him. We not stopping for you. You're not worthy. Once again, he says Al Heyman is the cancer, right? Because the Spence fight, who he doesn't have anyone for his fighter to really fight that bolsters his resume, and currently in the division. So now he's trying to expedite and make that fight. And or if the fight isn't made, now he can just blame it on Heyman for it. But then Lomachenko, you rate him higher and say Loma's the #1 pound for pound and you've never seen a talent like him. He's fighting Pedraza. Instead of, why don't you call Al Heyman a cancer for not making the Mikey fight? They never said nothing about not making Mikey in Loma. So you guys have to look at, Bob Arum's smart because he's been in the game for it. So you have to look for, sometimes it's subtle. You know, his, like Eddie Hearn, some of the stuff Eddie Hearn does is like real flagrant. Bob Arum's shit, it'd be a little bit more subtle sometimes. But you got to make it make sense. How come Lomachenko's not fighting Mikey Garcia next? How come he's not fighting Mikey Garcia next? And like I said, don't tell me his shoulder, because he's still fighting a champion. So that's a disrespect. You can fight champion B, but you can't fight champion A. That's because you think you could beat champion B, even if your shoulder, you know, gave you some soreness or something. But you're not trying to even test it with Mikey Garcia. Exactly. Hernandez, he said, because it's a big risk for Lomachenko. So then what does that tell you about the matchup? You would rather take the unification that is more of a sure shot, you know, coming off of an injury, than the harder fight. That's what that means. There's no other way you can make that make sense. This is too much logic for these boys. So let's keep breaking it down. Exactly. We know it's an easier fight. I mean, you could tell without me even saying that point that Pedraza on paper is an easier fight than Mikey. Mikey, he knocked old boy to Man, we did the stream yesterday. He knocked dude into JT world, into NSYNC. What are you talking about? This is Sergey Lipinets. This is Lipinets after Mikey knocked him down. He got hit so hard, Mikey Garcia turned him to Justin Timberlake. Hey, hey, bye, bye, bye. Wanna give it up? Might sound crazy, but this ain't no baby bye. That motherfucker turned into NSYNC. That's how you know Mikey got the real smoke. That's how you know when someone got smoke. When the fighter fall on the canvas and don't even look. That looked like JT. I was like, oh shit, Timberlake got knocked the fuck out. I'm bringing sexy back. Yep. The mother fighters don't know how to act. Yep. I woke up this morning and heard the TV saying about the disaster in the world. Here we come, Jerusalem. That motherfucker got hit so hard with a hook that he turned into JT. That's how you know you got hit hard. When you get hit so hard, you start dating Jessica Biel. I'm trying to get that. Jessica Biel's so fun. That motherfucker. Sing that song for me. Late at night I fuck with you. Yeah. Sing that song for me. Hey. If I was your girlfriend, I'd treat you right. No. Please say you do. Yeah. I've been sitting here. Can't get you out of my mind. Hey, Mikey got all the smoke. That's why you fighting Pedraza next, because Mikey turning motherfuckers to NSYNC members. Don't be the next Lance Bass, JT. You gonna fuck around, be looking like what's the other dude that had the voice? He was like, "Are you feeling my Timbs, my baggy jeans, my Thugger beer?" Hey, what was dude's name? He had that album, Schizophrenic. Fuck, what was his name? JC Chavez, Julio Cesar Chavez or some shit. Yeah, he was like, "Are you feeling my Timbs, my baggy jeans, my Thugger beer? Do you like it when a man can't keep it real? Oh, baby, bring it on, bring it up." Hey, he was doing it. Mikey turning motherfuckers into NSYNC members. That's smoke. Shout out to C Dub, $2 super chat. Crawford should fight Khan. Spence after that, Sean. Were you rapping? I felt like I was rapping. He said Crawford should fight Khan. Spence after that, Sean. Like, motherfucker Jay-Z and C Dub, you be rapping? Motherfucker, you just spitting bars. He said he should fight Khan. After that, there can only be one. Then he fight Sean. Yup. Like, motherfucker got bars. Y'all got bars in the super chat. Say when. Spy pot box, get my chariot to fight, 8 bite. Took shots at me, I'm tired. Hove got flows, though he's no big in pot, but he close to how I'm supposed to when they got me fighting ghosts. Media metal, niggas who you settle. That boy had bars. He should fight Khan. Another John. Then he'll fight Sean Porter. It's perfect. We got the livest live stream. Let's get it. But anyway, back to this Crawford shit. Crawford doesn't have anybody that takes him to the next level that's on that side of the fence. My barber got skills. It's a female. I got a female barber. You know, look at that blend though. Have my blend looking right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even brush today. All day I didn't even brush. But anyway, so yeah, Bob's trying to use this to pivot, to change the energy, so people keep like bumping it up. So now the narrative, you know, Bob Arum is smart. You know, don't get that man, that Jewish man, twisted. He know how to make money. He know how to stay alive in, you know, in the boxing game, and he's smart. He's a businessman, so he knows how to put that, you know, narrative up out there. You know, this is why the same type of team that you had saying Floyd was the one ducking Pacquiao, and Pacquiao didn't want a drug test. What are we talking about? How you gonna flip it on Floyd? This is what people do. This is like smart promotional thing. You don't want your side to look bad, so you know you have to plant the story. You know, just like JFK got assassinated. They said it was a cover up to some, you know, and what's the name behind the grassy knoll and all that shit. You know, Patton, what's the name? Oswald. He was a patsy and shit. You know, so this is what they do. Politicians too. Plant these little stories and shit. Like the heat's on Donald Trump, they be like, but what about Obama? Obama, okay, Obama. You know, what are we talking about? We talking about you. We ain't talking about Obama. Deflection. You guys got to look for the sign. You know, Eagles Army, stand up. Stand up, man. Y'all got to look for the signs. So anyway, I don't think this is a matter of Bob Arum being righteous and Al Heyman is the devil and the cancer. Bob Arum doesn't have no type of structured game plan of realistic fights, star building fights for Crawford. If he did, then I don't think he would be pushing for this, just like he hasn't in the past, you know. But this is what they do. They flip old media, you know, flip narratives and try to put it out there. So now when Crawford fights against, you know, Dennis Jezgeskis, you know, last name sounded like a broken, like a backwards record and shit. Like, oh, I can't wait to see Bud's next fight. Who's Bud fighting? Terrence Bud Crawford versus Nif Worf Miorf Vit. Like, what? Who's he fighting? Nif Worf yes. This shit sound like a broken record. You ain't never heard that name before. Nefekin Vip. Ish never nip. Like, who is he fighting? Missy Elliott song and shit. The fuck? And that's not a knock on Crawford. He'll fight anybody. Ish never north. Nip never nip. Like, who the fuck is that? So now Top Rank got a built-in narrative that they've already pushed of why Terrence Crawford's fighting. Ish never. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. Crawford verse never nerf. Nerf. Is it worth? I'm just saying it's never. They gonna have an excuse of why he's fighting that. Like, oh yeah, I told you, Al Heyman, he blocked this. We had to fight never. It's North never nip. I'm telling you. It's gonna be Mean Machine versus Crawford, or it's Sniff never nip. Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. I'm gonna be at the club like, oh, it's Crawford versus. It's Sniff never. It's Sniff never. Like, what y'all talking about? Fuck you mean? And this, again, this is not a knock on Crawford, but this is the business. Top Rank don't have welterweights, so he has to do something, and this is what Top Rank's good at: switching the narrative. All right. Name 2 in-house fights that Crawford can fight with no Al Heyman fighter. No Al Heyman fighters. Name 2 star-building fights. 2 star-building fights that Terrence Crawford can fight. Great fighter. You know, I got mad love for Bud. Name 2 star-making fights in 2019 Crawford can fight. That's with Top Rank. Not with Al Heyman. With Top Rank. With Nif. Like, do you guys understand me? That is with Top Rank. Steven Rodriguez, you in the hot seat. You in the hot seat. We about to burn y'all at the stake. You said Crawford already a star, so he don't have no more work to do. You know, so his star power can't grow. That's what you telling me, huh? See, he know he can't answer the question, and this is what these boys do. So, okay, Crawford's already star. Has he been on pay-per-view? Never said that. Strike one. Okay, so what are you saying? So Crawford's already star. He only has 2 fights in the new weight class. So he's just at the pinnacle. You know, I see people constantly talking about his resume as if it ain't shit. So has he reached the pinnacle of things to prove, or does he, as a young fighter, still have more that he can prove to the fans? When they don't have the answer, this is the type of shit they do. Yeah, Steven Rodriguez. So you say he's already a star, so it can't get no bigger. He's already at he already maxed out. He's already at the highest level. 10 seconds, yo. Come on, Rodriguez. Yeah, breathe. You gotta, sometimes you gotta let it breathe. I know it hurt. Yeah. 6 seconds, Steven. Yeah, breathe. Yeah, come on, bro, Rodriguez. Sometimes you gotta breathe. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got 5 seconds. I hope you answer. I won't, but you will. Yeah. Yeah, Steven, breathe. Yeah, he said no top welterweight on PBC won't fight Spence. So the pay-per-view is versus Spence. Yeah, but you still ain't answering the question, huh? I think that's a second strike. Breathe. I'm going to give you an extra bonus 5 seconds. You got 5 more seconds to answer the question, huh? Yeah, Steven. Answer the question. You said Crawford's already a star. You was trying to act like you disagree. But now all of a sudden, you in the hot seat. And now you're trying to back off the block. So, is he that big of a star to the point where he's proven everything he needs to prove? You can't beat logic with stupid. He just did the best numbers all year. Block him. You see how he refuses to answer my question. He did great. He's doing great. Awesome. But you still didn't answer the question. Has he accomplished everything at welterweight when he has 2 fights that he needs to accomplish? And we all know the answer to that. No. New division, new goals, new challenges. Period. Even career-wise, some people, not me, but some people shit on Crawford's resume, saying he ain't fought no one. So obviously, he still needs big marquee names. And then that, if he's already a star now, then that'll take him to the next level. Once again, Top Rank doesn't have people to feed him. If they did, I don't think this would even be an issue, because up until this point, we never seen this willing. See, this is the other thing. See, that I really feel like I have to think for some of y'all. How come Bob Arum all of a sudden has this willingness to work with Al Heyman and push for the mega fight of all mega fights right now? So years ago when Pacquiao was over at Top Rank, why wasn't he pushing for Errol Spence versus Pacquiao? See, you're not going to play me. Everybody wants to flip this on Errol Spence and make it look like he ducking and PBC's ducking. But we just watched the whole Pacquiao era. Why wasn't Pacquiao, after he beat Jesse Vargas for the WBO belt, why did Top Rank, when they were working with Pacquiao, why did they not push for the Errol Spence? That could have been a huge fight. Why didn't they push for a Keith Thurman fight? Keith Thurman called out Pacquiao. He was like, you better not duck me, son. He better not duck me. And he called out Pacquiao. I have the videos on my channel. I dare one of you guys to prove that I did, because I know what I did. I dare you to say it didn't happen. Thurman was active. Thurman was still a champion, and he was calling out Pacquiao. And Bob Arum got mad. This is all provable. Did an interview and says, calling people out on social media, that's no way to make a fight. So that's why I know in my heart of all hearts, I don't believe what Bob Arum's saying. This is to create a narrative, because you would have to apply it with the way they've managed business in recent years. They had Manny Pacquiao, and I never once heard him say Errol Spence needs to fight Pacquiao and Al Heyman is the cancer of boxing. How come? How come he didn't say Al Heyman was the cancer of boxing when Thurman wanted to call out Pacquiao? Why didn't he call him the cancer then? Explain this. Why is Al Heyman now the cancer? He's now the cancer, but when Pacquiao was there, and Pacquiao could have fought a slew of PBC guys, none of those fights were made. Pacquiao didn't even fight Matisse when Matisse was in his best weight, which was 140. But now he's the cancer because one fight can't get made. I'm not buying it. You know, and a lot of y'all, it saddens me because a lot of y'all are flipping it and trying to act like oh yeah, he's right. Why doesn't, y'all trying to rush this? Like, Spence been calling out Keith Thurman. Been calling him out. We haven't even got that. You know, so Spence still has options. He still has, I don't mind him hunting down with, unfinished business. Crawford just got to the division. He just got to the division, but now y'all trying to hurry up and expedite Crawford versus Spence. You know, I don't believe in that let it marinate bullshit and all that. But Spence has been on a mission trying to collect belts before Crawford was even in the division. These are facts. Crawford was at 140. Nobody was talking about Spence and Crawford this heavily because he wasn't in the division. He was trying to get the belt. See, when it worked for Top Rank, he was collecting undisputed. That worked for Top Rank because that's what Terrence Crawford was doing. But how come he could get, you see, this is bullshit. So Crawford could get, according to Bob Arum, that's why you can't fool me with this. I've been doing this too long. So let me get this straight. Bob Arum just did an interview this week at Loma's Media Day, and he says, yes, Lomachenko, his goal is all of the belts at lightweight. Crawford got all of the belts at 140. Right? But now in this current situation, you got Spence and Terrence Crawford. So bottom line, what I'm saying is this. Terrence Crawford was at 140, but you allowed him to stay to become undisputed. Why didn't he just leave when he had 2 belts and go fight Errol Spence? Because he had a game plan of what he wanted to do. He wanted to unify his belts, and that had been the game plan, and then they were going to see the other people as they moved up. But he wanted to first become undisputed. Now that Al Heyman probably has a game plan for his fighters, like, hey, I'm going to give you a tune-up fight, and then we're going to put the Sean Porter fight together, then we're going to do. Now all of a sudden, people are like, oh, he's ducking, because it doesn't coincide with Bob Arum's plan, and Bob Arum has no welterweights for Crawford to fight that makes sense. So now all of a sudden, some people are trying to spin the narrative that Spence is ducking or Crawford's ducking. I don't think either one of them are ducking at all. And once again, if Bob Arum is this righteous, where was this righteousness when Pacquiao was fighting Chris Algieri? Why didn't he at least fight Ruslan Provodnikov, which they were both represented by Freddie, like Top Rank and shit? I understand they both had the same trainer at the time, Freddie Roach, but guess what? This fight this weekend, Danny Jacobs versus Sergey Derevyanchenko, they had the same trainer. But guess what? Business comes before friendships in this game. Danny Jacobs is fighting his old stablemate, his old person from his gym, because there's a title on the line. How come we seen Brandon Rio? I would have rather see Ruslan Provodnikov versus Pacquiao than Chris Algieri and Rios. Rios coming off a loss to Mike Alvarado. So don't try to make it feel like Bob Arum is just so righteous. Why didn't Pacquiao fight Mike Alvarado, who beat Brandon Rios? He fought Rios coming off of a loss, and Pacquiao moved him up in weight. This is all under Top Rank. Why didn't we get Mikey Garcia versus Yuriorkis Gamboa? Cancer of boxing, right? Why didn't you make that fight? Why didn't you make sure, Mikey sat on the sideline for 2.5 fucking years and became a police cadet or some shit? So what are we talking about? So that's what I'm saying. Boxing fans are fickle. It was just, oh my God, man. Y'all want me to keep going? I'm Ego Veli. I could keep doing. We ain't done enough. I could keep going. And it's all facts. I could keep going. Do y'all want me to keep going? I'm hitting them over the head with facts. I know they didn't expect it to be like that. All the shit the haters saying is whack. We could keep doing this. Smash the like button, man. I'm Ego Veli. Yeah, I don't believe this Bob Arum, he's a saint now. Like, okay. Here. I got so much ammunition. I don't even know what It's like motherfucker that got hella guns. You don't even know which one you want to take to the range. You know, I got the Glock 19. You know what I'm saying? Got the Mini Mac. Like, I don't even know what gun I want to use. You know, I really don't, man. I don't even know what gun I want to use. I don't even know what bullets I want to use. You know, I just got so much. You know, we got the hollow points. You know what I'm saying? We got it. It's like I don't even know what to use right now. That's crazy when you just overwhelmed with thoughts and you just have so much ammunition to kill your points. You have to structure it in your head to see what you want to say next. This shit is easy for me. This shit real life easy. This is the easiest job I ever had. This shit easy. All I gotta do is have a memory, you know, show love to the fans, give back to the community, you know, and talk this talk. Something I'm already passionate about. Shit easy. Easiest job I ever fucking had. I'm in my zone, yo. But yeah, I mean, this whole righteous, I'm a saint, and we're trying to make the whole fight. Then why is Lomachenko fighting Pedraza instead of Mikey Garcia? If you could do one unification with a champ, why can't you do the other unification? Because you know the other unification with the other champ, Mikey Garcia, is a much more dangerous fight coming off of an injury. Facts. I mean, Loma told you that. Loma said, I'm not trying to fight Mikey Garcia coming off of a loss. So why wasn't Al Haymon the cancer of boxing? Because it didn't fit Top Rank's agenda. They're content making Jose Pedraza so they can keep building up Lomachenko with a guy that he should beat, or he's at least favored to beat. You know, solid fight, but obviously Mikey Garcia is the better fight. Period. You know, and some people didn't understand the some people didn't understand my diehard analogy. Basically what I'm saying is a guy's clapping at you, bow, 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 shooting bullets and all that, and he was trying to kill you, and then you know, outlast him. He runs out of bullets. You still have bullets in the chamber. You walk up to him, and then now he's like pleading with you, oh man, don't shoot, please don't shoot, because he knows the jig is up. You know, he has to do something. Now in the terms of Top Rank, they were content matching Crawford with the people they matched him. But now they blew, people seeing how good Crawford is, and they matched him with everyone that they could in-house. Now all of a sudden they have to turn their thoughts and redirect, you know, because they're out of bullets. They're out of bullets. So now they have to redirect their energy to the other fights because they don't have any big fights for Crawford. Crawford has already proven that he is good. There's no fight that's going to prove, there's no fight that he has, there's no fight on Top Rank right now in the division that will prove he's any better than past fights that they have. You know, if he fights Mean Machine, is that a better win than Pedraza, Victor Postal, Yuriorkis Gamboa, Jeff Horn? No. So again, I don't think this is a case of Bob Arum just being so righteous and trying to give back to box. Because if that was the case, then why did we wait so long for Manny Pacquiao? Why didn't you get in Pacquiao's ear and tell him to take a drug test? You know, and then flip it on Floyd and make it like Floyd was scared. Politics, y'all. You know, why didn't you make better fights like Pacquiao versus Ruslan instead of Chris Algieri, whose eye looked like a vagina from fighting Ruslan? And at least they're former sparring partners, and it would have been a power fight. You know, two guys with power. Attrition. You didn't want to make that. You know, you didn't make Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia. You made Mikey versus Pedraza. But now you want to go for the gusto and make it like, oh, like you just want to make it and you're diehard. And because your plans can't be the same as their plans, because PBC's plans, they have a deeper stable where they can, you know, they can put together some solid cards that'll still give good fights and still give Errol Spence the recognition that he needs. And just like I said with Eddie Hearns doesn't want Wilder to have an outcome versus Tyson Fury, and he wants to negotiate beforehand, because if Wilder knocks out Fury, he becomes a bigger star. So that's why Eddie Hearns wants to lock him into something before that happens, because that's probably what he thinks will happen. Similarly, you look at this fight with Crawford and Spence. Spence, all right, I got a hot seat after this. No, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do a hot seat right now. And I know you're a regular, but anybody can get it. Would be more TV. Ego, you bugging. All right, I told y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn today. And he's a regular on the channel. So how am I bugging? You in the hot seat. Who care? Nah. Nah, you in the hot seat. How am I bugging? What if I said that wasn't true? Yeah, he said making B more look bad. Y'all still got Drew Hill and Tank. Okay, how am I bugging? What if I said that? We gonna see who's bugging. What if I said that wasn't true? So Crawford has a deep list of pool of options he could fight at 47 within the top rank structure. What'd I say? See how they just leave the comment? Oh, you're bugging, but you didn't explain it. Drew Hill from B More. Y'all still got Cisco. Ooh, that dress so scandalous, and I know I can't handle it. Down. Where you at, Woodmore? Everything you said is true, but we want to see the fight. Bro, that's what you come with. So you said everything I said was true, but we want to see the fight. When did I ever say that I don't want to see the fight? So how am I bugging, but then you just allegedly agreed with what I'm saying? Looking shaky, baby. He copping a plea. Put him in timeout. You lucky, bro. You lucky, because normally I got to treat you like, if you say radical things, I got to treat you like anybody else. I know you're normally good for it. We just going to put you in timeout, but that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. You said I'm bugging, and then you say we want to see the fight. This is not about if we want to see the fight. I never said I didn't want to see the fight. I do want to see the fight. So if you guys, listen, if y'all coming for my head, then I'm coming for y'all head. Pause. You know, if I'm bugging, you hopefully you're going to be real specific, because I take that as a shot. You saying I'm bugging, like everything I ain't said was factual, and then when the hot seat come out, then he says, oh yeah, I agree, you're true, but everyone wants to see the fight. This video is not about if we want to see the fight. It's about the politics and everything surrounding it. B More got little. Bro, because they always say I'm tripping and I'm the one at fault, but then they agree with what I'm saying. That's emotion. I never said I don't want to see the fight. I never once said that. Anywho, the bottom line is this. See, he messed up my whole point. I'll reiterate. Sorry about that, y'all. Eddie Hearns did a similar thing. He wanted to all of a sudden, in August and before, you couldn't see eye to eye with Team Wilder to get the shit done for September for Wilder Joshua, right? All of a sudden after that, the pressure grows after the Povetkin fight for Joshua. Pressure grows for you to fight against Deontay Wilder. Now, when Wilder pulls out this wild card, and fights Tyson Fury, a fight that's going to add to his resume, to his legacy, and if he wins, should he win, it's going to boost his star power. Now you want to give him a percentage. Now you want to negotiate intently, because you know time is running out for your fighter's profile to look good if you don't fight this man. You know, now you want to negotiate, but you want to do it before the outcome of that fight. Reason being is, you know, after the fight, should Wilder win, which Eddie Hearns on record saying he thinks that Tyson Fury is getting knocked out or he would lose to Wilder. You don't want to see that happen, because you know he's arguably bigger in the heavyweight, in, you know, worldwide stature, you know, depending on how it plays out. If he looks great, does great pay-per-view, you know he'll be bigger or a lot closer to Anthony Joshua. Similarly, PBC, they have options for Errol Spence to make money, to build, you know, and then have a big AT&T fight. I think that's always been the plan for him. Who wouldn't want to see Crawford versus Spence at the AT&T Stadium, like they did with Pacquiao and Margarito, Pacquiao and Clottey? You know, so now because PBC has a game plan and they have more welterweight, so it's not like it's some piss poor game plan where like Spence can't fight no good people. You know what I'm saying? Now Top Rank is trying to say like, oh, we're trying to make this fight, and they're not trying to make it. No. Spence has options. He could fight Luis Collazo. He could fight Mikey Garcia. Pacquiao's over there now. He could fight Sean Porter for a belt. He could fight Keith Thurman when he's like healed. That's 5 good fights that all mean something off the top of my head that would help Errol Spence's catalog. But just like Eddie Hearn trying to negotiate before December 1st, Wilder Fury, if Errol Spence continues to build and collects that belt from Sean Porter, right? Now he'll have 2 belts. If he collects that PBC guy's belt, Keith Thurman, or if Keith Thurman doesn't fight for another 6 months and it becomes vacant and Errol Spence fights for a vacant title through PBC, now Errol Spence has 3 belts. That's not ducking. That's strategic, because those are all good fights. And guess what? You're how can you not be the A side and you got 3 belts? Isn't that the same thing people said with Joshua? But if Errol Spence gets it that way, then it's better than Joshua, because Joshua got a lot of belts for, you know, obvious reasons. Tyson Fury drug test and, you know, vacancies and shit like that. But that's, again, Top Rank don't want that, because they're right now they feel Crawford's the A side. He got some solid numbers with ESPN, things like that. He's a great fighter. But if Errol Spence starts racking up belts and they're all on his side, his profile is going to build. PBC has guys that he can build with. PBC has money and dates that they can build with on Fox and Showtime. But people are trying to say that Spence is duck. How is that ducking? How is that ducking when you still have plenty of options? Even if you think, because I do think Crawford versus Spence is the best out of all fights. I do think that. But at the end of the day, that will settle the pissing contest of who's the A side. And I don't think Top Rank wants that. They don't want Errol Spence to keep gaining fame, keep getting better, keep collecting belts, because then no matter how good Crawford is, how are you going to say he's the A side when another guy is impressive in his performances and he got 3 belts? Explain. Any of y'all motherfuckers, we got an open hot seat if someone can justify what I just said. How is that not strategic? How does that not make sense? Like the videos, how is that ducking? And everything I've heard from both Crawford and Spence, they keep saying similar things. So how are we giving Crawford credit and then saying Spence is ducking? Or some people are giving Spence credit and saying Crawford's ducking. Nobody's ducking. They're saying the same things. Talk to my manager, talk to my team. I'll fight him. So what are people talking about? I'm waiting. We got an open hot seat. Ain't nothing but space and opportunity. You know, I played my hand and nobody's stepping up. Step up in this hot seat and get knocked out like your pops used to. So that's why I never understood this whole so-and-so's ducking in this situation. There ain't no paper trail. I never seen no, you know, Crawford got no contract from Top Rank and he was just like, man, fuck y'all. So what more? This is what I said. What more has Top Rank or Crawford done than Spence? What more has Spence and Al Heyman PBC done than Top Rank and Crawford? Somebody answer the question. I'm not answering none of y'all questions until we get a hot seat. Y'all got to answer my questions. I'm the host. Answer my shit. I'm not answering none of this shit. I want smoke. I want somebody to step up in this debate and answer these questions that I'm presenting. The real GOAT. Think about what you put and tell me if you want that hot seat. I'm not playing no games. I'm not answering no questions unless it's a hot seat. So if you disagree, fine. Let's settle it in this hot seat. I'm not answering nothing. It need to be a hot seat. So where the smoke with the hot seat? Who ready? Who ready to dispute what I just said? C-Dub, if that's how you feel, say yes. Say I want to be in the hot seat. That's all I'm looking for. That's all we looking for here. Do you want the hot seat? I see all these little sidebar comments, but I don't see nothing about no hot seat. It's 2 words. If you disagree with what I just said and you would like to intelligently display it and debate it and illustrate it, all you have to put is hot seat. This shit is like Beetlejuice. No, it ain't no talk to me. Put hot seat. So I know, so there's no, so I can't be, oh, ego, you're the bully. I'm not bullying nobody. I want to make sure you're a willing participant. Say hot seat. If you disagree, you know, and you want to debate it, and we'll hear your point out, and then we'll hear my point out, and then you're going to have to. All right, would be more TV. Okay, he want the word. He said how I get the hot seat. All right, you came back. So, okay, now you really getting it. Okay, so what do you disagree with, man? What do you disagree with? Yo, we got a hot seat, man. That's cool. What do you disagree with would be more TV? If you don't know the question, just play along and stay tuned. Look at Ulysses, dumbass. He's like, I want the smoke. So I asked for like 2-3 minutes straight, no answers. And then when I pick a hot seat, now he talking about I want the smoke. Stop it. Nobody said nothing. And it would be more in TV2 or whatever. And me are doing a hot seat. And then now I want the smoke. You don't want shit. J-Dog, come on. We about to clap. We about to clap. Would be more. Where you at, bro? What do you disagree with? Motherfuckers talking about they want to smoke after we get the space filled. Hey, Wood, where you at, dog? Are you still there, bro? Is it your internet connection? What's wrong? Hey, bro, you about to get blocked. You gotta say something. It's a 30-second delay. Okay, I'm gonna wait a little longer. Y'all gotta say something though. Hey man, he messing up the pacing. Hey, would be you got to say something. You got about 10 more seconds. I'm trying to give him enough time, but this is ridiculous. 8 seconds. Damn, they just go out. They choose to go out like that. 6 seconds, Would. I ain't seen one response. 5 seconds. 3 seconds, Would. One second. What's your final answer? All right, shooter, get rid of would be more TV too. It's too late. You know, we gave him plenty of time to say something. Shooters, enjoy that. See? You see how, oh, ego, you're bugging. Oh, yeah. You see? And then every single time, they either say something crazy or all of a sudden they, this shit is funny. They say something crazy or they just disappear. So, whatever. That don't hurt us. Like I said, it is what it is. I understand people want to see the fight, but people going off the deep end, falling for the narrative and talk about people so-and-so's ducking. Nobody's ducking in a situation like that. The bottom line is there's still good fights for Errol Spence. Crawford, not so much. So some people are like, yeah, why doesn't Spence, he's supposed to be the boogeyman, right? Why doesn't he call Bob Arum's bluff, or, you know, why doesn't he call Crawford's bluff? they have other good fights that they can make. What don't you understand? That could be the crescendo of the fight. So if that's the case, then we should be looking at boxing from a whole different set of lenses. Lomachenko shouldn't be fighting Pedraza. If you got to immediately jump up, no game plan, no plan of attack, then why is Lomachenko fighting Pedraza instead of Mikey Garcia? Somebody explain this to me. So how is it that Lomachenko, he can have a game plan that consists of Linares, and then he can fight Pedraza, and then fight, like a Miguel Mariaga or whoever, middle of the road dude. All this before fighting against Mikey Garcia. Maybe not even ever fighting Mikey. We have to wait and see. But then because Spence is getting called out, everybody got to stop what they're doing with Showtime. They're in the middle of making fights and stuff, like for show fights, because it's all in-house, because they have an in-house stable that's bigger than anybody else in boxing, but they got to stop what they're doing and only do the fight that the competitor, which is going to be harder to work with, as opposed to you can do a Luis Collazo Spence fight all indoors. You could do Sean Porter and Spence fight all indoors. Danny Garcia, all those can be made completely in-house. That doesn't make sense. So how is it that Al Heyman, because one fight, when we don't even know who Spence is going to fight next, and he's been pursuing top dogs, and he wants to, he wants to get on his Thanos shit. It's exactly like that. Thanos, little by little, he went to different planets collecting Infinity Stones. That's the whole movie. The whole Avengers. He started collecting Infinity Stone one by one. Boop, I got this. I got the soul. So boop, got the vision. Now I got all of them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with Spence trying to do that. Just because it's a great fight, that don't mean you have to just jump and fight Crawford, who has 2 fights in the division, especially when he has other good competition that he could fight that's going to help make him into a star. So by the time he fights Crawford, he's going to get the real value for it. It's not PBC's fault that Top Rank don't have no major players for Crawford to face at all. And based on history, I believe if Top Rank did have more of the welterweight stake, they probably wouldn't be pushing for no Errol Spence fight. Like I said, Pacquiao's a cash cow making a lot of money for them. They weren't in no rush to match Pacquiao with none of them young, hungry lions in the PBC. Am I lying? Name a young, hungry lion, that PBC lion, that Pacquiao fought in the last 5 years. Young, so don't even say Floyd Mayweather. No, y'all gotta answer my question. I got questions. Y'all gotta answer my shit. In the last 5 years, name the young, hungry lion that was with Al Heyman or PBC that Pacquiao fought. Jesse Vargas was with Top Rank when Pacquiao fought him. Hello? Can't think of none. Exactly. So now all of a sudden I'm supposed to just jump up for joy because Aram's saying it. That's what I'm saying. Y'all, a lot of y'all get conned. I hope y'all don't be in these streets, because if you be in these streets, somebody gonna get you. Like, not like in that way, but I'm saying like someone's gonna swindle you. Someone's gonna be, hey man, I got these stereos and shit, and you gonna be like, oh yeah, $50 for $10,000 stereo system, I'll take it. And you're gonna get home, open up the box, it looked good, and it's gonna be bricks in there. It's gonna be all bricks, and you thought your dumb ass thought it was Dolby, DTS 5.1 surround sound, and it's just gonna be a box with styrofoam, bubble wrap, and some bricks. You're gonna have that box of bricks surround sound. You're gonna have that brick surround sound. Cause y'all, you can't tell me anything and I'm just running with it. That's not me. That's not me at all. You gonna have that fucking brick speakers, like Flintstone ass house with them bricks. You gonna mount the brick speakers that don't exist with no sound coming up. You guys would fall for anything. I'm not even done though. Like I could still prove my point. We ain't done enough. You want me to keep going? I could keep going though. No, you notice how no one's answering any of my real questions with this? Nobody. Oh, you're bugging. Okay, what am I bugging about? Then they disappear. Oh, you're tripping, ego. What am I tripping about? Then they disappear. I could keep going. This is why I don't believe what Bob Arum is saying here. Y'all want me to keep... Hold on. We got to see what them likes are. Because I feel like I'm dropping some gems on this one. We ain't playing around too much. We get into that money. We get into that bag. Okay. Shit. You know, this super chats are weird. I feel like y'all be super chatting on like playful videos, and then videos where I feel like I'm dropping the most gems don't have as many super chat. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But I don't know. I guess people like what they like. Let's push the likes over 200. We had a good number. We had a real good number. Smash the like button. We dropping gems on these motherfuckers. We almost to 200. Smash that like button. I'm about to oh my god, I'm about to drop another gem on y'all. Listen. All right, peep this. You want to know why I don't believe what Bob Arum is saying? Al Heyman's the cancer, yada yada yada. And we want to make Spence and Crawford right now. And if it doesn't happen, it's all the cancer, Mr. Cancer sport. You want to know I don't believe that? If y'all want to know why, say why, ego. Why don't you believe that? And I'm going to break it down with some more points. See, I'll be bringing up points I know nobody's talking about. I know it in my heart. I ain't heard it. Say why, ego. Why don't you believe what Bob Arum is saying? All right, I'm going to tell y'all. Gather around. This is why I don't believe what he's saying. We're trying to make Spence and Crawford. One, I haven't heard of no actual offer. All I've heard is media shit saying we want the fight. But what did you put together a proposal? This is not even the point. This is not the point I'm making. But I'm just saying that's a little side point. Like, have you so you drafted up a contract, sent it to Errol Spence, you know, you guys deciphered networks and all that shit, and he was like, man, fuck that. So that's one real quick point is, where's the contract or anything? You know, I haven't heard that. People talking about the duck, but there ain't no like official offer or anything been made, no venue, no network. What network? Is it going to be on Showtime, Fox? Is it going to be on ESPN? Is it going to be Showtime pay-per-view, ESPN pay-per-view? Is it going to be a joint? So that's one thing. But beyond that, here's why. He did what? Oh, you said Keith Thurman retired? Listen, here's why I don't believe what Arum's saying here with the cancer shit. All right, Raider Nation, you don't even get to stay for it. You in the hot seat. Ego is proving he's on the PBC payroll. Why do you think I'm getting paid by PBC? What do you disagree with? It's so much easier to put the comment than it is to explain it. So just like the Raiders, you about to have a losing season. But shout out to all my folk in Oakland. You know, shout out to all the Raider fans. But you about to be losing like them right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on PBC payroll based on what? What do you disagree with? Two-part question. Why am I on PBC payroll, and what do you disagree with? Derek crybaby car. Hey, y'all tripping. He gonna cry in the car. Mr. Raider Nation said, we already looking bad. Don't make us look worse, man. Nah, it's too late. He fucked it up. We gonna send him to the black hole. Hey, bro, where you at? You got 15 seconds. Because Arum is calling these dudes out, and here's nothing on the PBC side, yet you say it's Arum's fault. What is this dude listening to? Should I even keep going with this? Or is he wasting time? See, the thing you fail to understand is ARUM doesn't control the board. It's not all about what ARUM wants to do. ARUM has his own company, Top Rank LLC, and Al Heyman has his own company. So what are you talking about? This dude like Gruden, huh? If he's wasting time, put your L's up. This dude, he said I'm on the PBC payroll and then said stupid. Okay, how am I on the PBC payroll? Please let me know how you know anything about my finances. How much did PBC pay me? He says PBC is done, bro. DAZN Top Rank taking over. All right, get him out of here. You refuse to answer the question. Faggot ass nigga. Yeah, that's what's up. Thank you for playing. They be so mad. They be so mad. DAZN's taking over. Okay. I'm glad you got that last one in. All right, back to what I was saying. See how they just waste time? All right, this is why I don't believe what your boy Raider Nation was saying or what Bob Arum is saying. Here's why. Y'all ready? We got to start from the top. If y'all want to know why I don't believe what the Al Heyman is the cancer of boxing and Top Rank is just desperately trying to make this Crawford Spence and they're being met with resistance and all this narrative that's being pushed. If y'all want to know why, say why, Ego. If y'all say why, Ego, I'm going to tell y'all. I tell you, I got points that y'all not even thinking of. You know, and it saddens me that, like I said, some of the Eagles Army, I've even seen them on videos or like, you know, partaking in this shit. All right, I'm going to tell y'all. The reason why I don't believe it is this. Hold on, what happened? I was like, what happened to the beat? Terence Crawford just got up to welterweight. He has 2 fights. I covered them. Fact. Why are we only talking about Al Heyman and Spence? That's one fighter in a stacked welterweight that is dominated by PBC. There are other good welterweight scraps in the PBC yard that Terence Crawford could fight. Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Errol Spence. That's already 4 of them. Keith Thurman, that is 5. So that's 5 whole off the top of my head. Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman. That's already 5 good fights that Terence Crawford can face. Then, yeah, that's not even including Andre Berto, the Yugas, the Devin Alexanders, like, you know, other guys that have experience. Pacquiao's over there now, right? So my thing is this. This is how I know in my heart this is a narrative that is being planted out there. Because why is it Spence or bust? Why? Well, okay, that's cool. Maybe PBC wants to move Spence and they want him to collect all the belts. Right? So they're moving him, trying to build him into a star in Texas. They got a game plan from him. What's wrong with Danny Garcia versus Terence Crawford? They got into it on social media. They fought in the amateurs, and they're 1-1 to my knowledge. So why can't they fight? Why has it got to be Spence or nothing? You know, Sean Porter has a belt. So if it's about belts, then why don't you fight Sean Porter? He has a belt. Crawford versus Sean Porter, that's a good fight. Why is it Crawford? That goes to show me that this is a narrative. Top Rank, why are you talking about making Mean Machine? Why does it have to be Spence only? There's other great fights for Crawford. I'd rather see Crawford versus Danny Garcia coming off a loss than Crawford versus Mean Machine. And that's facts. Yeah, we're not even talking, that's not even including, I don't know what Amir Khan's situation is because he's kind of with Eddie Hearn. I don't know if he's still with Al Heyman. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, Lamont Peterson and all these other, you know, Devin Alexanders and Bertos and stuff. There's other people. I would rather see Danny Garcia coming off a loss to Sean Porter versus Crawford than Mean Machine. So why is it only about Spence? That's how it's a narrative to me. They don't, Top Rank, Bob Arum, he's been in the business. He wants someone to blame for who Crawford's probably going to fight. Gerardo, you sound stupid. He said, don't say Berto, that's trash. So you would rather watch Mean Machine than a two-time champion who's been in there with Floyd Mayweather, who has explosive speed and power, and Crawford. I'm not saying it's the best fight ever, but I would rather watch Berto, a guy I've watched his whole career, than Mean Machine. And people can't say, name three Mean Machine fights you watched. Name his opponents. Name them right now. Let's go. Right now. Mean Machine. Name 3 opponents you watched him face and you watched him fight. People don't even know Mean Machine's real name. I don't even know how to spell it. I know it, but I don't know how to spell it. So again, so I know a lot of y'all try to twist what I say. I'm not advocating saying Crawford has to see Berto or no shit like that. But what I'm saying is if someone had a choice and they said Luis Collazo, Berto versus Terence Crawford, those PBC guys at welterweight, or Mean Machine, I would pick Collazo, or I would pick Kavalafakis or whatever. Mean Machine. I would pick both of them over Mean Machine. So stop playing with us. Once again, I'm going to reiterate the point. This is why, to me, what Bob Arum is saying is nonsense, because it's a narrative. Spence is not the end-all be-all. He's not the only person on PBC that Crawford could fight. So if you want to do business, you can still do business. Maybe they have specific plans for Errol Spence, but there's other awesome fights for Crawford in PBC. Why are you talking about fighting Aegis, Mean Machine, or another guy that's not with PBC? Once again, I keep asking the questions, nobody's answering. Somebody answer that. So you guys would prefer Mean Machine to Crawford versus Danny Garcia? Crawford versus Mikey Garcia? Crawford versus Berto? Crawford versus, Keith Thurman? Crawford versus... I'd rather see Crawford versus Josecito Lopez, probably. To be honest. At least I know what Josecito brings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really seen that much from Mean Machine. All right, Gamer the Gamer, I'm putting you in the hot seat. This is what they do. They purposely try to deflect from the question. Okay, so now you making it like you disagree. So I'm going to refocus you. You said people want Crawford versus Spence. Fuck the people. Now, who do you want to see if you can't base your whole career on fighting one guy. So Gamer the Gamer, answer the question. That's what the fans said, not me. Who cares? We won a lot of fights that we don't get right when we want to get them. I wanted to see Canelo Triple G in 2016. I wanted to see Mikey Garcia versus Gamboa. I want to see Mikey Garcia versus Lomachenko. I want to see Joshua versus Wilder. I ain't got none of that. So what are you talking about? There's a lot of fights I want. I want Dillian White and Luis Ortiz. We getting it? You trying to deflect from the question. We're not accepting that. Answer the question. Why is it Spence only? If you're willing to work with PBC, why are you only willing to work with PBC for Spence? Why don't you work with PBC for Danny Garcia? Even if you think Crawford dusts Danny Garcia, it's still a better fight on paper than Mean Machine. Why does it have to be Spence only? And you guys are falling for the mousetrap. Why can't he fight Keith Thurman? Why can't he fight Sean Porter? If it's about belts, those two guys got belts. Him versus Ugas. Ugas beat Ray Robinson, who beat Crawford in the amateurs. Somebody answer the question. How come Top Rank is only talking about in the interview Crawford versus Spence? Yeah, that's the ideal #1 fight. Cool, I get that. But what if, okay, because PBC has their own game plan, they have their own fight. To my understanding, Spence already has his next fight lined up. They're just trying to secure whatever they have to do, venues and dates. But My sources told me that he already has a fight lined up. All right, I'll do 2 hot seats in one, and waiting for one of them. Dirty 9, because Spence is the top dog right now. I don't care what none of y'all are talking about because this is not boxing. Okay, Wilder and Joshua are the top dogs right now. Why did Joshua fight against Povetkin? Dirty 9, you're up. Listen, Gamer the Gamer and Dirty 9, we gonna play the game. Gamer the Gamer says it just seems like the fight that will make the most money. Yeah, but so you don't think the fight will make money if Errol Spence continues growing his brand and gets 3 belts and people get to see him? It makes premature money. Okay, Dirty 9. I responded to one dude. Now, Dirty 9, you said yes, sir, but you're not answering the question. He said because Hearns is not ready to release AJ to Wilder yet. So you make an excuse for Hearns not making the Joshua Wilder fight, but then you're saying people want to see Spence Crawford. What part of the game is that? See, Gamer the Gamer, put him in timeout. He could come back. He wasn't that bad. He says, I agree on that. That means you concede, bro, because you agreed with my point. So put him in timeout. Gamer the Gamer can come back. We got this other dude. Now I can focus my attention on the other hot seat. So how is it that you said Eddie Hearns, Josh, not ready to put AJ? So how come PBC can't want to build their fighter to the point where he's selling out stadiums and collecting multiple belts so they have a strategic advantage as the A side in the welterweight division? And they have good fights that he could fight. What's the problem with that? You're up. I tell y'all got to make sense on my videos. You definitely got to make some sense. And the AJ thing is a horrible example anyway, because they're the last guys that are champions. The welterweight's not like that. It's not like Crawford has all the belts. He got 2 fights at welterweight, and Spence got 1 belt. Where you at, bro? Joshua has all the belts, and Wilder is the only guy with a belt. So of course people are pushing for that fight because that's been lingering on longer than this, and they're the only 2 people with belts. Everardo, you about to get in the hot seat next. Listen, pack of bums. I'm coming for all the bums. I'm catch 3 bodies back to back. Watch. "15 seconds, boy. 15 seconds. Niner or whatever your name is. You gotta come on with it. 13 seconds. Gerardo, you about to be in next. I'll go for 4. I'll go for 4. It's just little old me going against 4 people. Gerardo, you next. I'm just taking a tally. Anybody could get it right now. All right, you got 6 more seconds, bro. We trying to keep it open for you. Game Niner, whatever your name is. You still haven't answered the question. I didn't forget. Shooters, strap up. 2 seconds. 1 second. What's your final answer? I'm going for 4 bodies. We'll turn this shit into a marathon. All right, shooters, get rid of that other dude. Somebody snitch his name. The guy with the 3s in his name or whatever. What's his name so my shooters can attack? I'm going on a marathon. What's his name? So we can clap him. Catching body marathon. Yup. Okay, passive student got him. Hey, Hamza, you just unhid the dude. Hide him again. All right, let me find this other cat. Everardo. Ira. He said whatever, bro. Whatever what? What do you disagree with? Evera. I tell you, don't be afraid to comment. Just be afraid if you don't have no argument. Evera, 15 seconds, because I told you I was coming for you, so you had time to think. Evera, 13 seconds. Eight seconds, Evera. You said whatever, bro. What do you disagree with? We trying to get to the bottom of it. Six seconds, Evera. See, this is what they do. This is every single time, majority of the time. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Evera, Ira. All right, shooters, get rid of him. They refuse to come out. This is y'all quitting on the stool. This would be the equivalent in the fight game. Hot seat is ruining life. Listen, that's 3. This dude's copping pleas, so this might. Gerardo copping pleas. He said, I agree with the. He said he's down for the hot seat. He said, I completely understand your view on ARUM, but don't let it marinate. Okay, so explain your point. What don't you agree with? You said you agree with half of it or whatever. So what don't you? Gerardo. I'm on my 4th hot seat, y'all. Just me, Dolo. They quitting on the stool. So you said you agree with half of what I was saying, but not the other half. I'm not cutting nobody's slack. I don't care if they truly fans. They can truly be fans on someone else's channel. Don't listen. If y'all beg for mercy, y'all gonna get it. There is no mercy. If they talk the talk and put all the crazy stuff, then that's their business. But it's our business when they can't make the count. There's no mercy here. Unless the Eagles Army decides that there's mercy. Gerardo says, I agree with ARUM going back to the old script. Okay, so what don't you agree with? That's what you're in the hot seat for. We get that you agree with some of it. But what don't you agree with? What don't you like? What part? But we got an old Floyd and old Pacquiao. What does that have to do with Spence and Crawford, though? What don't you agree with? He said he didn't agree with something. And then you start talking about old Floyd and old Pacquiao. We're not even talking about Floyd or Pacquiao. Don't let it marinate too long. Who's your favorite fighter? Name your top 3 favorite fighters. Gerardo, Irvina. Who are your top 3 active favorite fighters? Guys that compete. Don't give me no retired people. 3 fighters that you like, your favorite fighters that are active. Gerardo, that's to you. Who are your 3 favorite active fighters? Make sure y'all smash the like button. Mikey Garcia, Spence, and Charlo. Okay. I'll use the first person you said, Mikey Garcia. So, why isn't he not fighting Lomachenko? Why isn't he not fighting Spence this year? Mikey Garcia and Lomachenko beef has been going on. So why haven't they fought? Robert Easter had been called out Mikey Garcia. We seen how it ended up, but he had been calling him out before the actual fight happened. ARUM won't let Loma, and second, I have no idea. See? So what you're saying, you're talking about like, oh, don't let it marinate too long. That doesn't mean they have to fight next. It's not about letting it marinate too long, but why? How is it letting it marinate too long when one person's just going about his business and like he said, he's cleaning up his side of the street? That doesn't make sense. I don't understand. You guys are missing me with that. Errol Spence is still conducting his business. He's still going through the fights he needs to go through. He's still tracking down Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, and then he wants to fight Crawford. I don't understand. How is that letting it marinate too long when there's still work to be done? Because like, okay, let's say Crawford and Spence fight in March. That don't prove who's, you know, there's still Keith Thurman out there. There's still Sean Porter out there. So wouldn't you rather have the ultimate matchup is the end all be all? That's what I don't understand about what you guys are saying. People want to see people want to be new media so bad. Joshua Wilder particularly is the end all be all of fights. You know what I'm saying? So of course people are screaming for that because those are the only guys that have belts. Crawford, you know, I don't know who he's going to fight, but he can still do more at welterweight, and Errol Spence can do more at welterweight. And then when the money is the biggest, because they did like a Super 6, then they fight each other. Ward, Carl Froch, you know, Usyk versus Murat Gassiev. I have no problem with that. Y'all motherfuckers is mad because y'all want to see Murat Gassiev and Usyk in the first round. The World Boxing Super Series ain't set up like that. It's not set up like that where we seen Alexander Usyk and Murat Gassiev go first because they fought who they needed to fight. Boom. We didn't see Caleb Smith and George Groves as the first bracket. So what are you guys talking about? I think Crawford and Spence are the best two at welterweight. I've always said that. Even before Crawford even fully moved up, when he was just a notion. So why is everyone now, you know, they love the World Boxing Super Series, how it's set up. They love Super 6. But now all of a sudden people want to see Ward Froch for the first match. Skills from New Orleans. You got next. All right. Should we show him mercy? Because he hasn't said nothing. I gotta move on to the next person. Should we just show him mercy because he wasn't being that bad, but he still did. I still didn't think he beat me in the hot seat. I seen another comment. I'm trying to go after that. I'm going for a record. I'll go. This is my fourth. All right, put him in timeout. Put Gerardo, like he didn't do nothing too crazy. He can come back. He can just do the 5 minutes. But now we got another one. This is my fifth hot seat. Hopefully this is like more skills from New Orleans. He says Errol Spence is running after Keith Thurman, a dead horse, but running from Crawford, a live dog. How did he run from Crawford? You're up. He says, I'm not trying to beat you. I'm trying to enlighten you. Okay, enlighten me in the hot seat. So you're in the hot seat. Skills from New Orleans. You said Spence is running after a dead horse Thurman, and he's running from Crawford. So what did he do? What did Crawford and Crawford's side do to secure a Spence fight, other than talk about it? Which is what, you know, Spence has done. Talk about it. He said he's going to enlighten me, so everybody.
Sorry, Eric. I can't do that.
Damn, even Siri disagreed with you. She said I can't do that. You clearly get no pussy. You have a bunch of do boys, yes men. That's what's up. Nikki Baker can go. Now they know about my body count. They know what type of pussy I get. That's funny. Now they say I don't get. You see this haircut? What you mean I get no pussy? Let post your selfie. We'll see who get pussy. Post your. You don't see. Look, you don't see my shit. You talking about I don't get no pussy? Post your selfie. Let's see what you looking like, motherfucker. Never mind. Let me stop. Shout out to Young Gun TV. Hey, where you at? New Orleans? You tapping out, Conor McGregor? What you doing? I don't get where you at, bro. Damn, he said, can we start the countdown? See? Y'all be taking so long. Eagles Army's bloodthirsty. They like this shit. This is my 5th hot seat, bro. I'm done with the hot seats for a second after this, cause it's not even like competitive. Where's skills from New Orleans? Where are them skills at? Where's the enlightening process? When does that come into play? They already started the countdown. See, you know you fucked up. Elmo was good. Elmo got a fake wrench. Where the fuck y'all get a fake wrench from? I ain't never seen that. How you get a fake wrench, bro? You call me a Drake wannabe, but you got a fake wrench though. Where'd you get it? You got that off eBay? Where'd you get a fake wrench for your name? I ain't never seen that. But I'm a Drake wannabe. I'll Drake on your bitch. Put it that way. But where you get that fake wrench, bro? This motherfucker went to Home Depot, got a wrench to put on his username. I ain't never seen that. He talking about I'm a Drake wannabe, but he got a Tickle Me Elmo as your, bro. You got Tickle Me Elmo as your profile picture. That motherfucker got Elmo. You can't clown nobody. If you're over 8 years old and you got Elmo as your fucking profile, you done. You dead out here. The fuck you talking about? Motherfucker got Tickle Me Elmo try to roast me. Yeah, I bet you don't get no pussy. You don't with a Tickle Me Elmo doll. And a fake wrench. This shit didn't even look like our wrench. Look at Hamza wrench and then look at Elmo wrench. Elmo wrench look all cheap and shit. That shit ain't Craftsman. That ain't no fucking DeWalt, Milwaukee. Motherfucker, what wrench is that? That motherfucker went to the flea market, got a wrench, try to come blend in with us. Hey, I got my wrench. Shooters, y'all ready? Like, motherfucker, where you get that wrench? That is not a that's not a Boxingego shooter edition wrench. Motherfucker got a starter pistol. We got ARs and AKs and mini 14s. This motherfucker got a fucking, you know when they about to race and they got the little little gun. Hey, where's this skills dude? See, I don't forget, man. Skills. Where you at? You at Regis Prograde Skills from New Orleans. You at Regis Prograde Media Day? Where you at, bro? He's like, man, I'm from New Orleans. I'm listening to this Carter 5. You heard me? Hey, Skills, where you at, bro? Hey, block him. I'm not doing this. That's fine. Listen, I'm like Tekashi. 5 for fucking 5 on Billboard. You see? They just say it. No, block him. Because I know it's been well over a count. I was making jokes about the boy Wrench. 5 for 5 on Billboard. I did 5 in front of y'all. I did 5. Dolo. No breaks. All hustle. Plus muscle. I just did 5 off the rip. You see how they disagree and then they just they disagree and then they disappear? I'm like a battle rapper. Man, they want to disagree and then they disappear. I'll paint a picture to make you... Let me stop. I get on some battle rap shit. Once again, looking shaky, baby. We ain't done. Like, you know, bottom line is this. I already told you, they're not responding to my points. How is it that Bob Arum is gung-ho on making the best fight with Crawford and Spence, but none of the other... PBC got the most welterweights. So why does it have to be Spence or bust? Somebody explain that. Somebody please explain. Why Bob Arum says Al Heyman's the cancer because of one fight. Okay, so why doesn't Crawford? Okay, let's say hypothetically, let's say Spence is ducking. Okay, what about Danny Garcia? What about Mikey Garcia and Crawford? What about Sean Porter? Like, no, we'll just stick with Mean Machine. Those are all better fights than Mean Machine. So even you, this is why they can't beat new media, because I can use your logic and it still don't make sense. It still doesn't make sense. Crawford could be in good fights with other guys other than Spence. Hey, block Gerardo. Block him. I try to spare you, but you keep littering the comment section. We just put you in timeout. You really lost in the hot seat. Just block him. See, why would you even do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we blessed you, like Wilder did with Luis Ortiz. We gave you that second after you failed the first drug test. We blessed you. Block Gerardo. I'm not playing that. You came in right back after the 5 minutes, back on that bullshit. He said, no, don't run. Bruh, you're done. Yeah, I'm not running. You running. Come back under your fake profile when you get it together. Bye-bye, Gerardo. We run this. We control the narrative now. See? We try to give the boys mercy, and then they come back tripping. Listen, I'm going to ask one more time. Everyone's ducking the obvious question. How come Bob Arum is saying Al Heyman is the cancer? Cool. I'm using his logic. Al Heyman hurt boxing, and he's been doing it for the last 2 years. Fine. I'll put myself in those shoes. But why is it Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence or nothing or bust when there's other PBC fighters outside of Spence that make for better fights with Crawford? Somebody answer that question. I would much rather see Danny Garcia coming off a loss and Terence Crawford than Mean Machine and Terence Crawford. I would much rather see Mikey Garcia, a rematch from the amateurs, than Crawford versus Mean Machine. I would much rather see Sean Porter, who is a champion with the WBC full belt, versus Terence Crawford than Terence Crawford versus Mean Machine. So, somebody answer the question. If what Arum is saying, I'm fully emerged in like submerged, emerged, I'm immersing myself in what Arum is saying, and it still is not making sense. Why can you only fight Spence for the belt in the end-all be-all? They might have a plan for him. They might already have his fight and they just haven't announced it. So why are you not talking about Crawford versus any of the other slew of a deep PBC welterweight fight label? If there's any divisions that the PBC has on lock, welterweight is that. So why are we only talking about Spence? Because they're trying to make the narrative about that specific fight. They know fans want it. They know it's probably not going to happen next, and they want someone to blame. Why? Okay, listen. Why did you fight Jose Benavidez? Why didn't you fight Danny Garcia? Why didn't you fight Sean Porter? Why didn't you try to set up a deal with Luis Calaza or you know, whoever that was on the PBC? Because you were content making in-house fights like Top Rank has done historically. And now that you don't have any for Terence Crawford, you have to either make them or you have to justify why Crawford is going to be fighting, you know, names that are not star builder names, that don't really take him to the next level. It's that simple. Once again, even if you were to say that Spence is ducking, which I don't think he is ducking, but even if you say that, okay, fine. That's one person out of the equation. Why does he fight Crawford versus Keith Thurman? Crawford Porter. Crawford Mikey. Crawford Danny. Talk about Danny. Those are all way better fights than Mean Machine. So this is why you're seeing this. To me, it's a desperate attempt to switch the narrative. Okay, I'm going for 6. 6 for fucking 6 on the billboard. Ibid Vinder Solis. He said Danny doesn't have a belt. What fucking belt does Mean Machine have? You're up in the hot seat. Ibn Vinder Solis. He says Danny don't have a belt. Okay, fine. He don't. What belt does Mean Machine have? See what happens when you say stupid shit without thinking about it? It doesn't go the way you want. Oh, well, Danny Garcia doesn't have a belt, but you know what he does have? A dad that helps sell the fights. You know, beyond that, what he does have? A fucking resume. Something that, you know, what's the name? Mean Machine hasn't established. You know what else he does have? A-side value and like popularity. See, look, Darrell said, who the fuck is Mean Machine? Block Ibn Vendor. He says, who's Mean Machine? You don't even know who Mean Machine is. Get him out of here, bro. Get him out of here. Listen, 6 on Billboard. Ego 6'9". We 6 for 6 on fucking Billboard, yo. He talking about who Mean Machine. You don't even know Mean Machine. Why would they not want Mean Machine? Because they don't give a damn about you. They don't like you. I don't like you. I don't care. I'm here for Crawford. Crawford don't like you. Nobody like you. Ew, why would they not want Mean Machine? Because they don't give a damn about Mean Machine. I don't like you. Nobody like. Dude, he said, who is Mean Machine? Hey, Brayon Thomas, you out of fucking pocket. He said Mean Machine, Gravedigger, Monster Trucks. You're tripping. Okay, Mir. I'm about to go 7 for fucking 7 on Billboard. Mir says he's undefeated and never lost. So he's a better fight than Sean Porter, who has 2 losses. He's a better fighter than Danny Garcia, who has 2 losses. He's proven more than them. Who cares about undefeated? You know, maybe he wouldn't be undefeated if he fought Keith Thurman like Danny Garcia did, like Sean Porter did. Maybe he wouldn't be undefeated if he fought undefeated Kell Brook like Sean Porter did. You know, if he fought Sean Porter like Danny did. That undefeated shit don't matter. The fucking Boo Boo Andre's African, the guys must be crazy dude was undefeated. That don't mean nothing if you ain't fought the type of upper class competition. Who was that African dude? You know what I'm saying? He didn't lead it. He looked like he was very limited. You know, that motherfucker spun. He tried to hit Andre so hard he turned his whole back. Motherfucker just turned around. It was all out of position. Where's this dude at? We going. Are we 6 for 6 on Billboard? Mir. He said, I ain't even talking about Mean Machine. Man, put him in timeout. You wasting everybody's time. Mike Weary, $5 super chat. Bob just want to emasculate Al. Al is about to have a monopoly on boxing. HBO dead. Top rank. Only has Bud and Loma. Black man outsmarted the white man. Wow. That's what I'm saying. People were so quick to jump and bite on the narrative. Yeah, I knew it. PBC fighters, they fight 2 times a year, maybe 1. Spence is ducking. You know, people are quick to say all this stuff, but it's like I said, I would trust a person who was across the board consistent. They were cool. These motherfuckers be cool with listen, Bob Arum is the same guy a week ago. It was about a week ago, right? Same guy who was advocating and supporting Triple G versus Ryoto Murata. That's the best fight. He was down to make, because he had part stock in Ryota Murata or whatever, and K2 wanted to make the fight. He was trying to make a Tecmo Bowl or a Tokyo Bowl, Tokyo Dome, some shit. You know, Triple G versus Ryota Murata. Now all of a sudden he do an interview calling Heyman the cancer. Y'all fell for the mousetrap. But he was down to make Triple G versus Murata. And he claims that Triple G beat Canelo. So you can't say, oh, Canelo's getting Triple G's getting a soft touch. Because Arum says he had Golovkin winning both fights. So Arum thinks Triple G won both Canelo fights, and he was down to make Ryota Murata versus Golovkin. And you want me to be impressed with this Spence Crawford thing that we knew is probably not going to happen because it's really premature. You know, I want to see him fight. Trust me. I want to see him fight. But I don't know about Crawford because who's on his side, right? But Spence has multitudes of options that he can fight, you know? That's just the reality. That's the reality of it. See, and this is the other thing. Spence can collect the belts, gain experience, gain popularity, demand A-side value, you know, in these types of things because he has all the people on his side of the fence. You know, this is how fickle boxing fans are. This is how fickle they are. Crawford, just a month ago or so, I did a video about it. Crawford signed an extension. This is all fact. I did a video about it. He signed an extension with Top Rank. I heard he was getting promised like $3 million at least each out with, you know, no matter who he is fighting. And this could be part of it, why he wants to make the bigger fights. You know, because you have to pay to keep Crawford. It sounded like you had to pay him a good amount of money, but I'm not going to go too far in that because I don't know. I don't really care or know how much he's getting. That's just a rumor. I heard that he was getting $3 million per fight. But beyond that, when I did the video, I seen distinctly, this is how fickle boxing fans are. I distinctly seen people saying, oh, Crawford, he really messed up here. He messed up. He should have signed with Al. He should have went with Heyman. He should have went with Al. Oh my gosh, why didn't he go to the PBC? This is what the fans said. Now that Arum is saying this cancer of boxing shit, some of those same people are now trying to flip it and say that Spence is ducking Crawford. But they are the same motherfuckers who just said that Crawford messed up by extending with Top Rank. Johnny Salinas is in the hot seat, y'all. So thank him for stepping up. He says you sound stupid. All right. What did I say that sounded stupid? No mercy. Salinas, what did I say that sounded stupid to you? That you don't comprehend? What's a great card tonight? What are you talking about? I don't know what card you're talking about. Salinas, 10 seconds. We not waiting. We ate for fucking 8 on the billboard. 8 for 8. I'm going 8 for 8 like Takashi. I'm going 8 for 8 on Billboard. Stupid. Is you dumb da da dum dum da dum? Stupid. Is you dumb da dum da dum da dum? We going 8 for fucking 8. Is it 7 for 7 on Billboard? Okay, we 7 for 7 on Billboard. I try to give myself an extra one. That's cool. I'll take 7. All right, you got 5 seconds, doggy. We 7 for fucking. Are you dumb da dum 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 da dum dum? You dumb da dum dum. All right, Block Salinas. 7 for 7. We fucking 7 for 7 on Billboard. Block Salinas. He gotta go. See, drive-by comments. It's drive-by comment each and every time. Each and every time. Well, I'm going to ask the same. See, I keep asking the same question and they still haven't responded. The ego taker is back. They still haven't even responded to my first question, let alone like my third question. How come it ends with Spence? If Bob Arum is willing to work with Al Heyman to make a mega fight with Errol Spence, just because they have a plan for Spence and they move him, there's also better options, you know, than what Top Rank has over with PBC, even excluding Spence. So why would you even talk about Jose Benavidez and Mean Machine? Why aren't you talking about Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, and Crawford? You know, Berto and Crawford, anything. You know, all those guys have more accomplishments at welterweight and are more known than the current. You know, Keith Thurman, Crawford's a great fight. Crawford called out Thurman. So why would Arum? That's why I don't believe it. It doesn't sound realistic, because if it was realistic, you wouldn't be fixated on only one guy over there when they have plenty of, you know, options. It's like a buffet. I don't really eat buffets. Some buffets don't be hitting, but a good buffet, you like in some of the casinos and stuff, they got some real good buffets. The great thing about a buffet is that's Al Heyman's stable at welterweight. You can be vegan. You know, you can like seafood. You can like be a meat eater. You can just like desserts. You know, they got a little something for everybody. That's the welterweight division. So why are you only focused on Crawford and Spence when there's still other great fights, better fights for Crawford with PBC? You know, and you know what Bob Arum said? He says Crawford and Garcia and Porter, those are shit fights, or they don't make any money. He says something like that. What do you mean they don't make any money? So Mean Machine makes all the money in the world with Crawford, but it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. And tell someone, make it make sense for me. I'll really listen to you. I want someone to answer that. Why is it Spence or bust? Why is it, okay, cool, he's ducking you. If that's what you feel, which I don't feel, but if that's what you feel, cool. Then why don't you still try to push for one of the other PBC fighters? You act like, oh, Spence doesn't want it, so it's over. Why is it over? They still got better fights for Crawford. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's politics. I can't believe it, because you wouldn't just give up because you can't get Spence and they still got other better fights for you than would you have. See? Nobody's answering. I'm trying to, man, y'all better hope I don't find this video. Oh my gosh. Y'all, man, y'all lucky I can't find this video. But Bob Arum just recently did a video talking about Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, like basically for Crawford, and it wasn't like he was trying to make those fights. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? What channel it was on? It was real recent. He was talking about I can't find it right now. Damn it, I can't find. Y'all lucky. It was real recent. Oh, okay, here it is. I was there for it. Here's what he said. Here's a quote. He said he would love to make. Okay. What the fuck? All right, here, I found it. It was after the Crawford Benavidez. I know it because I was there for it. I don't know. I think I walked away and I was like, went to interview Ward, you know, so I didn't hear, you know, I didn't stay for the whole thing and film it all. But this was after Crawford Benavidez. It says Crawford and Showtime Spence could work together and it'd be pay-per-view. Quote, all the other guys I discard, Bob Arum said, following Crawford's win at the Chai Center, Health Center. They're not in the same league as Terence Crawford. Spence may be in the same league. I would love to make Spence fight. You hear me now. I'm ready to make that fight next. I'm ready to make it on very fair terms where no fighter or network has an advantage to do that fight. You see how he just discounted every other PBC fighter except for Errol Spence? That's not believable. Why would you? Okay, so let's say you can't get the Spence fight made for whatever reason. PBC has their own plan. Why would you discard Mikey Garcia as a legitimate Crawford opponent, Danny Garcia as a legitimate Crawford opponent, you know, guys like Keith Thurman? So you discard everyone in a packed welterweight division, and all of those people you're discarding are better than the people Crawford have faced at welterweight. Explain. German Rottweiler, he just want the money fight. I don't care. Why? So Bob Arum just gets his way. Oh yeah, and Pacquiao. I keep forgetting. Yeah, and Pacquiao. So that's 4 fights, and all 4 of them will be better than anyone Crawford has faced at welterweight. That's a fact. And I love Crawford. I think he's a great fighter. But I mean, is anyone going to say that, you know, Pacquiao's less accomplished than Benavidez, or, you know, Keith Thurman's worse than Jeff Horn? You know, like not better than Jeff Horn? See, that's what I'm saying. So that right there shows me you don't want to work with Al Heyman as eagerly as you're trying to make it. You're trying to do the Spence thing on pay-per-view because you can't get your way with that particular fight. Then you discard everybody else, even though those are all better fight. Every fight I just named is better than Mean Machine and Crawford, which is the only real name. Him and some other guy I don't even know who he was. You know, it was Mean Machine and somebody else. The only names I've heard Bob Arum mention for. He said Crawford will fight in the first 4 months of the year. Ego, you think it was possible he was talking popularity wise in order for it to be financially beneficial for both sides? Absolutely not. You know, Errol Spence, he's growing in popularity, but what are you talking about? Danny Garcia is popular. Keith Thurman's popular. You know, he might not be in the best favorable light, but he's known. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, I wouldn't even say Errol Spence has major clout points or whatever outside of that. That's a weak argument. You know, because I wouldn't say Errol Spence is technically probably the best out of them. You know, he's a monster of a fighter, but I wouldn't say he's massively more popular than Danny Garcia, because Danny Garcia probably has better stats. Danny Garcia was on the 1 card with Lucas Matisse, you know, that generated a lot of interest and a lot of looks. Errol Spence hasn't like co-featured no mega 2.3 million pay-per-view like that. You know, Garcia holds the record, if I'm not mistaken, for the Barclays. You know, his fights with like Zab Judah and shit. For boxing, not for everything, but for boxing. You know, Spence fought Peterson at the thing, but he didn't outperform. So you can't even say that, because that's not factually from a numerical standpoint. You know, Spence is doing his thing. He had like 14, 15, 16,000 at his last fight at Ocampo. So he, you know, he's definitely a star, but I can't say that he's like massively more popular than, you know, Sean Porter, or he might be massively favored to beat guys, but you know, Danny Garcia has some numbers up there. See, Kenny M is talking my language. He said, I would rather see Bud fight Danny right now. That's what I'm saying. That's a great fight. And, you know, why are we only talking Spence? Why does it have to be Spence or bust? That's my whole question. You know, so that's why I don't believe. That's why it sounds like you know it's not going to happen. So you're trying to, you know, find a blame because Crawford is going to be forced to fight somebody less than desirable because you don't have anybody directly unless you outsource and, you know, work with Golden Boy or work with Heyman. Crawford's next opponent is going to be, you know, probably lesser than Jeff Horn, lesser than Jose Benavidez, unless they work with somebody else. I'm going to say the same question. Name someone Crawford can fight at welterweight that will be bigger fights. Like you think they would do a greater viewership or greater attendance, you know, basically better merits than Jeff Horn and the Jose Benavidez fight. The Jose Benavidez fight is currently Crawford's biggest hometown crowd, and I've been at a couple of his hometown fights. So name someone he could fight in-house with Top Rank at 147 right now that is going to generate more viewership, a bigger crowd, you know, and get more looks and just be a bigger event. Jeff Horn or the other one. They put Jeff Horn in Vegas. Who can Crawford fight that's going to do that? Unless he goes with other people's fighters. But we're just, for the sake of argument. See, that's what I'm saying. People are acting like Bob Arum is just like, he's the promoter that cares and all this shit. He doesn't have anybody for Crawford to fight at all. Without somebody moving up or moving down, or without going to somebody else's stable. And if I'm lying, then please tell me what welterweight he can fight that generates more money, more attendance, you know, for Crawford. It's that simple. See, people get mad and scared, and they know what's being said. They know what's being said is true. He has to exactly, Breon Thomas. Bud has to collaborate with another stable. That's what I'm saying. People keep saying, "Oh, he's ducking, Errol's ducking," and all that. No, they have options. Okay, here. I'm the king of analogies. I got an analogy for me. And it's a shame I have to break it down to this level. I got an analogy, though. Y'all want this analogy? Hold on. Y'all got to smash the like button. If y'all want this analogy, smash the like button. And could I get a hell yeah? Can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? Listen, we got to get the likes up past 250 or 275. Y'all just sleeping. See, y'all want to do the fun shit, but y'all don't want to hit the button. Listen, y'all got to smash that like button. And can I get a hell yeah in the comment section if y'all want me to get this analogy off? Yeah, we got to get them likes up in a major way. So everybody that put hell yeah, smash that like button if you haven't already done so. Okay. I'll use my personal life. There's been times I've been focused on me, not really tripping off a woman. And ironically, that I'm actually right there right now. You know what I'm saying? But ironically, that makes women more attracted because you're about your purpose, about your business, and you become more of a commodity. Not that you're commodity because you're taken off the market in a marriage, but they see you hustling, grinding, and really honed in and tunnel vision, focused on what you got to do. So there's been times where I had options when it comes to females, you know, like multiple females that were trying to hang out at one time, right? Like at a given time, not at all at once, like we're all on a date together, not that dumb shit. I'm talking about, you know, 5+ women in my phone, and they, you know, people want to go out on a date, go to the movies, right? You follow me? Shout out to Miri. He said he back in this hoe. So you're focused on your goals, focus on your purpose. You have at least 5 or so women that want to kick it with you. That's options. So that being said, not to sound cocky, but when you have options, you can pick the best option that you want to go with. You know, like, oh, this girl is cool, but she's kind of annoying. She talks too much. Or this girl is really pretty, but her breath stank a little bit. You know, it just got that little tinge of some shit. Like she ate a Klondike bar. What you do for a Klondike bar? You know, and she didn't brush or something. She don't brush her tongue enough, you know, something, right? So if you have 5 or more women and they all want to hang out with you, you on your Mike Lowry, cause I'm Mike Lowry. You on your Mike Lowry, then you have choices. You have options. So you can pick the option like, okay, if 5+ girls want to hang out with you, then you can pick the one that you really want to hang out with, right? Okay, this girl, we vibe, we connect. She always smells good, banging body. You know, I have fun when I'm with her. We like the same choice of movies. Boom. I'm going to call her. You know, I'm going to call Nia. Because you have options. It's that simple. Errol Spence on PBC, in the division in which he fights, he has, everybody say it with me, options. He has choices of people he can fight, belts he can get, things that are going to help elevate his game and put him where he needs to be, put money in the bank, give him, you know, big name pro level exposure, and eventually get him to a spot where he can maybe headline a card in Dallas, Texas at the AT&T Stadium, something like that. Block KA. Block KA. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. Just block them. Block them. Shooters instantly. So the world becomes different when you got options. I'm going to say it again for you. The world becomes different when you got options. If you got options, then that means you have choices. Like E40 said, everybody got choice. Yeah. You got choices. You got options. You can decide what's the most strategic, best move for you, blah, blah, blah. Another example outside of women and having a lot of women in your phone and dating casually or whatever, so you can choose the girl who looks the best, has the best conversation, the one that you really like the most, blah, 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 is another recent example would be Canelo Alvarez. I was born ready, right? Canelo, he's the biggest star in boxing. Canelo, he makes the biggest paycheck outside of Floyd, you know. But as far as the new school, Canelo's the man. He just beat Golovkin. He put a blemish on Golovkin's record. He got multiple belts. He got the most belts at middleweight. You know, so HBO boxing going out of business, Canelo got options. Canelo has options on what he wants to do. He has options on what home he should make his home, since HBO boxing is folding and getting out of the boxing business. And that's what he did. He can play the different sides against each other, because we know that ESPN wanted to secure Canelo. We know that Steven Espinoza and Showtime wanted to secure Canelo. We know that DAZN wanted to bring Canelo's talents to South Beach, like LeBron. So everybody say it with me. Canelo Alvarez has options. He has choices. He can see what the best fit is and the best move. The best move for him was DAZN, because they was cashing out. DAZN said, we got this bag for you. And Canelo, DAZN said, the money's all here. Canelo looked in the bag and he said, I was born ready. And he signed on the dotted line because DAZN was cashing out. They needed a star so bad, they just threw the whole bag at him. They threw the whole bag. And Canelo, I was smart. You know, he had a duck because they threw so much money at him. That's what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, it's because Canelo has, say it with me, options. Top Rank don't have options for Terence Crawford. Not reasonable options that make sense, that make Crawford into a bigger star. Crawford is great. Crawford is the man. Crawford is Spence, the best welterweight fight. You never heard me say anything different. It's the best #1 welterweight fight. But their only option is to link up with the king of the welterweight division, or at least the guy who's stable is the king of the welterweight division, which is Al Heyman. They don't have the option to, you know, because either Crawford's going to fight a bunch of people who are moving up, or he's going to have to move up to catch weights or move down, or, you know, something, or he's going to be fighting a bunch of people where they're not well known in the U.S. and they're going to have to try to make something out of nothing or justify it because it's a mandatory with the WBO, you know. But it's going to be a lot of guys who, if they're not collaborating with other stables, going to be guys that don't really make sense or lift Crawford to new heights. Plus, Crawford signed an extension, and I heard he's getting cashed out, $3 million a pop. So, Top Rank, you know, they're gonna want to make sure his events keep getting bigger and bigger, because they're already promised him whatever they promised him to give him money wise. So Top Rank ain't trying to be on the losing side. Like, damn, we gotta hypothetically give Crawford $3 million a pop guaranteed. You know, that's what he signed for. And he's fighting Mean Machine, which is only going to sell, you know, depending on where we put it. Because you can't just put them in Omaha every single time. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can. But, you know, if you put Mean Machine and Crawford in Vegas, how many tickets is that going to sell? It's not a big fight. Crawford has had other fights that were bigger in Vegas, like Jeff Horn and Victor Postal. That would probably be the least selling out of all those. So people getting mad, like Bob Arum, saying Al Heyman is the cancer, but he knows he hasn't done anything different but manage his guys how he wants to manage them when he has options. He doesn't have options with Crawford. Without Crawford or other people moving up or collaborating with other people. And what I mean is options. Yeah, Crawford could fight someone, but thank you for the bless you. But he's not going to be fighting the type of names. Unless he links up with somebody, like another person stable, he won't be fighting the type of names that give him clout to the next level. And, you know, people are like, yo, man. So, of course, he's trying to make, you know, excuse me, or at least put it out there that he's trying to make these fights. You don't have nowhere else to go. You don't have nothing else to, you know, who else are you going to match him with? Crawford is the WBO champ. This is all facts, y'all. We hitting him with the facts. I know it hurts. If you're scared, go to church. Listen, tell them if they scared, go to church, because we coming. This is the WBO rankings, y'all. At welterweight, Crawford is the champ. He could fight Custio Clayton. Not a household name. You know, I guess he's from Canada. Like, who is that? He's the international champ. Custio? I mean, that's not a big name at all. Castillo, or whatever his name is. Number 2 is Mean Machine, Aegis Kavalafos, right? Number 3 is Jesse Vargas, who is coming off a draw with Adrian Broner, and is coming off of a draw with Thomas Delorme. Number 4 with the WBO is Adrian Broner, which is a good fight, Crawford versus Broner. I don't know if it would happen. And if Broner fights Pacquiao, I mean, he would probably have to lose. I mean, he have to win that fight to build an interest for Terence Crawford. I mean, if he loses to Pacquiao bad, I don't see how the Crawford fight would do too well. But who knows? And, you know, if he beats Pacquiao, then he might get a Floyd fight, possibly. That's what the rumor is. Number 5 with the WBO is Giovanni Santillan. Sound like a goddamn reptile. Santillan. I'm not sure who that is. Shout out to my man Gio. 6 is Luis Alberto Veron with the Latino belt. Shout out to all my Latinos and Latinas. Right? Roberto Ariaza. Micah Shoninen from Africa. Or Namibia. Kerman Ledger. See, that's what I'm saying. These names, you could tell by the names, people aren't familiar with this. I'm struggling. I'm not good with names. I'm struggling. Kermanin, Ledger. It's Niff. See? And then number 10 is Jose Benavidez, a guy he already beat. 11 is Jeff Horn, a guy he already beat. 12 is Never. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is Karen? He about to fight a girl? Is that a guy's name? That's a youth champion? See, you know what I'm saying? 14, a girl youth champ. I mean, I never even seen that where they rank. Is Karen a unisex name? I don't know. I'm old school. I don't know if that's a girl or a guy. But it says youth. I'm not trying to see Crawford versus no female kid. Who the fuck is Karen? Then Keita Obera. Like, I don't see. That's what I'm saying. It gets worse and worse. Like, nobody knows, like, those names after a certain point. You know? And then on top of that, on top of not knowing them, because, you know, everyone starts from somewhere, it's just like, that's cool, but you know, you're not going to be able to prove to the public that these are fights we should, you know, buy ESPN Plus or whatever for if we never even heard of this person. See, someone said AB is the only name. See, that's what I'm saying. So I don't think this is more a matter of Bob Arum just like, oh, I'm righteous and I'm just trying to make the best. He knows he doesn't have the options to fight Crawford because Crawford would be favored to beat a lot of guys. You know, just off of pure skill, just off of how good he is. You know what I mean? So when you start mixing Crawford versus Niff, you know, the people who no one's gonna really pay for that because, you know, Crawford's already beaten named guys. So like, is anyone really? And I understand it's sucks because some of these other guys, they might be cool, but they just don't have a name. So some of these fights could be good. We don't know because we don't know the people. But, you know, experience matters, and Crawford has it. So, you know, it's going to be a hard sell. That's my whole point. It's going to be a... Hey, damn, my cut looking kind of righteous, huh? Yeah, it's going to be a hard sell for Crawford versus Egas. You know, he has some good pop, good power, but for ticket sales, I mean, I don't think enough Americans are familiar with Mean Machine to... What's a temp fade? What the fuck is that? What is a temp fade? I don't use no spray and all that. You see, I got cow licks in my shit. That's how you know my shit real. Look, my shit real, don't. Nah, this ain't no spray. I don't use Beijing and all that. That's y'all. That's what y'all use. I got that good hair. I got that mixed hair. Oh, I thought you said a temple fade. Okay, I've heard of that. I thought you said a temporary fade. I was like, man, this ain't no temporary. I don't call it that. I call it a temple fade if I'm gonna call it. I thought you were saying this is some temporary Beijing shit. I'm like, hell nah. I got you, dog. I got you, dog. I thought you were trying to roast to say the kid had that. I got that Aubrey Graham shit right now. Yeah, I told all you niggas I'm about to, I'm coming up. I'm running amok and up. Yeah. Why Drake always be name dropping in his song? Remember with Cindy? Yeah. Cindy she used to feed us the oatmeal. Like what? Just saying random bitches' name. We don't know them. I remember when Lisa, she ordered a pizza. Yeah. Like, I don't remember Lisa. I don't know who the fuck you talking about. Kiki, do you... Tell Judah she should work at Huda. She should work tonight. Like who the fuck is Judah and why she should work at Huda? Like, what the fuck you talking about? Somebody tell Judah she should work at Huda. Tell Judah she should work at Huda. She should work tonight. Like, I don't know who Judah is. Zab? I know Zab. I don't know no female named no fucking Judah and shit. Motherfuckers, Jake be name dropping. Yeah, somebody tell Judah she should work at Hooters. She should work tonight. Like, you tell her. You obviously know. I don't know who the fuck that is. I know Zab. That's the only Judah I know. Fuck what you mean. Y'all know, yeah, y'all laughing because y'all know Drake be doing that. Drake really be doing them name drops. Remember when I fucked Rebecca Lobo? Like, now she like a hobo. Like, damn, you fuck Rebecca Lobo? Like, he be telling like little secrets and shit. Shout out to Drake, man. Drizzy. Motherfucker be telling the secrets. He be telling relationship. You know how they say don't kiss and tell? That motherfucker. Yeah, okay. You don't kiss and tell. Hey, OVO 40, hit that record button real quick. Remember when I left the club? Then I fucked Rebecca Lobo. Yeah. Now she living with her moms upstate, just like a hobo. Yeah. See, so I'm saying he be dry snitching. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He be like telling the. That's hella funny. He be trying snitching on them, right? And then Kenneth had a gun. He busted back, and then he hit it in them bushes. Yeah, like what? Police like what? What did he say? Kenneth had the gun and he hit it in the bushes apparently. After that robbery, they shot old man Quilles. I know you feel this. Like what? Old man Quilles. What would you say? And then Bishop shot Raheem in front of his partners over a couple of dollars. Like, okay. It's like, is that the Juice storyline? That's how Drake would do it. They shot Quilles. I know you feel this. And then Bishop shot Raheem in front of his partners over a couple of dollars. Yeah. Anyway, man, I am the Stream King. We done the livest gates. He said dropping bitches government. That's what I'm saying. Rebecca Lobo. That was a no-no. Gave me the yo-yo. Like, what the fuck is a yo-yo? What you talking about, dog? Thank y'all for coming out. We the gang. Listen, I've been on for over 3 hours. This is like, it's been a minute since I gave y'all one of these. You know. Let's get it. This is one of them gang. We had to talk about that gang. That gang. We 8 for fucking 8 on the billboard, man. Is you dumb? We killing the gang. Yeah, man, that's my thoughts on the Crawford thing. I want to see the fight just like everybody else, but people gotta fall back. Just a month ago, motherfuckers were saying Crawford shouldn't have signed to Top Rank and he should have went to PBC. Now they saying he's ducking. Just a minute ago, we were talking about how everybody is avoiding Spence and he's the boogeyman. Now one person, you know, says they want to fight and his promoter says they want to fight. Now people are trying to make it like Spence is just some coward and ducking the work, and you know, stop it. You know, I'm not buying it. And this, I'm telling you, this is what they like to do. Divide and conquer tactics. You know, they like, the racists especially, they like to create turmoil, argue about this shit, and then watch y'all go at each other's throats over, you know, over these. They like, you know, yeah, let's make the brothers fight each other. You know, that's what they want. They want that. But the thing that's fake to me about it is they don't do this with other people. If you kept it consistent across the board, I feel you. I would feel you. Like the same energy you putting in saying Crawford's ducking or Spence is ducking, but you not putting no energy into saying Triple G needs to fight Charlo, and that fight got ordered by a sanctioning body, we don't believe you. It's that simple. We don't believe you. That's what I'm saying. It's divide and conquer. They're strategic, and y'all falling for it. Y'all fell for the mousetrap. Y'all be falling for some of the bullshit. This is what they do. Why you ain't giving no energy to Lomachenko and Mikey Garcia? Spread the love. Joshua versus Wilder. See, they can't. This is why they can't beat me. You know, oh, new media, they just like blacks. The black channel. You know, they can't do that. The same energy I give to this situation to explain, I gave it to Joshua versus Wilder. You know, so you can't. My track record is cool. My track record is clean. You know, you can see the same rules apply. Luis Ortiz, I gave him the same looks that I gave everybody else. You know, I gave the same insight and the same breakdowns. You know, I gave y'all anthologies of my work. You know, and that's the reality of it. I always break down the fights. I always try to push for good fights and stuff like that. So I'm not worried about it. You can say whatever, you're racist and you're trying to protect, whatever. Say whatever you want, but you're not proving us wrong. I would rather see Devin Alexander versus Crawford than Mean Machine, because I know more about Alexander. He's at least fought Berto, Sean Porter, you know, Randall Bailey, a guy with cracks. You know, I've seen enough of Devin Alexander to know what I'm going to get. He fought Amir Khan. You know, he's a southpaw. I would really rather see that fight. You know, but I'm trying to tell y'all falling for it. Some of y'all, I've even seen y'all, some of the Eagles Army falling for it. You know, baiting and like, yeah, okay, but Bob Arum called him out, so Spence got to shut him up. No, Spence don't got to do nothing. Spence ain't on Arum's time. Just like Crawford ain't on PBC's time. You know, hopefully they all get together and make the matches that we need to make. But you got to see, this is what happens. A lot of people hear the words that are being said and they just run with it. I don't do that. I hear what's being said, you know. I hear what's being said and I analyze for congruency. Like, you know what I'm saying? See if it makes sense to me. And it doesn't make sense what Arum is saying. Okay, Al Heyman's the devil and he's the cancer to boxing off of one fight. But did you try Al Heyman? Did you even send a contract for the Spence fight? But even if he doesn't, let's say he doesn't want to give up Errol Spence versus Crawford. Hypothetically, why don't you push for Crawford and Danny Garcia, Crawford, Sean Porter? Those are probably makeable fights. Why is it just if we don't get Crawford, we discarding everybody else on PBC? Everybody else on PBC is still better than what you have at top rank for Crawford to fight. See? You guys got to make this make sense. Got to make it make sense. As far as I'm concerned, Spence's team, Crawford's team, they've all done about the same. Talk. That's all it's been. I never seen nobody like make no real contact or real like motion for the fight, and then the other person just looked crazy. You know, like Wilder putting up the $50 million contract details and shit. That ain't happened. Like we don't. I haven't seen no parameters like that. So as far as I'm concerned, they've all done the same thing. I have the audio. Actually, I have the video. Errol Spence was on The Breakfast Club, and they asked him about Terence Crawford. This is relatively old now, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll fight Crawford." He's like, "Yeah, man down. We'll line that up." That's what he said. So now, how are people trying to act like, you know, because of anything Arum said recently or a recent statements from Crawford? Now all of a sudden Spence is afraid. This is what I'm saying. They try to create confusion and then sit back and watch because they don't care about Crawford. They don't care about Spence, you know? And I'm talking about the racist motherfuckers. They're expendable. So they just want to see a good fight and an epic fight and they'll support it. But they ask those same people, this is what I'm saying, keep the same energy. Fine, you want to see Spence Crawford? Great. Ask him about other fights in boxing and see that attitude change up. See the bunch of backpedaling. See a bunch of excuses made. Not just the black channel and the black murderers row shit. Start asking about, man, I want to see Canelo versus the winner of Jacobs Derevyanchenko. I want to see Canelo fight Andrade. I want to see Triple G listen to the WBC, what they ordered, and fight Charlo. Oh, nope. What? Why should Charlo? He's going to fight Murata. But Murata just lost. Who cares? Murata has a fan base. I don't care about a fan base. I care about the best fight. See? You know, and that's what a lot of people do. They try to act like they bout it until you start asking about their favorite fighter. To me, I've always maintained the same thing. Errol Spence, Crawford, great fight. But to me, it's a bit premature. They can build on that fight. Crawford can keep doing what he's been doing. Spence can do like a Super 6. Crawford fight as many people as he can. PBC, Golden Boy, whoever. Crawford, top ranked fights. You know, Crawford Spence do the same thing, try to collect belts, and then they fight for all the marbles. That's what I'm talking about. That makes sense to me. You know, build up Spence as much as you can to make him AT&T Stadium ready. Build up Crawford. And I'm not one of those let it marinate for 14 years. It's not going to take 14 years. It's not going to take 5 years if they, you know, fight actively. And everybody has the star power and the manpower to do it. ESPN just did a 7-year deal. Fox got a deal. Showtime got a deal. The dates are there. Money's there. So they can do it. You know, they can make this stuff happen. But people trying to rush this, but all of a sudden they don't want to ask them about Triple G and Charlo. Are they rushing that fight? And that's an actual fight that I've been wanting to see, and it got ordered. Ain't nobody ordered Crawford. Obviously, it's a good fight, but nobody ordered. No sanctioning body said, Crawford, you must fight Errol Spence. A sanctioning body told Golovkin to fight Charlo. And they was talking about fighting Ryan Murata, and y'all was cool with that. A lot of y'all was cool with that. So what are you talking about? You was cool with Golovkin fighting Murata because of his fan base, but then some of them same motherfuckers peeking their head in. These are boxing fan problems. You not no boxing fan. You're okay with Triple G fighting Murata, and you defend it based on Murata's alleged drawing power in Japan, you know. But then when it comes to Crawford Spence, you're like, no, it must happen right next. You know, now you want to rush the fight. Triple G older than Crawford and Spence. You ain't rushing him. Why you ain't rushing him? Why you ain't rushing him to fight Charlo? But you want the Crawford Spence on your time. It has to happen next. Or they're ducking. But why don't you say that about Triple G then? He older than both of them. He has less time to do this shit, especially with his style. Both Crawford and Spence are technically more well-rounded than Triple G, in my view. He's older. He has a silver medal. Where's the rush for him? See? Why are we watching Pedraza and Lomachenko? Why don't we just go straight to the Mikey Garcia Lomachenko? There's no rush for that. I want to see that fight. I've been wanting to see that fight. I'm telling you, you don't want it with new media because you can't win. You simply cannot win. I got all the proof. You know, I just save up the bullets. I just save up the bullets. Look. See? You know you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up. Look at that video. Mikey Garcia opened to fight Vasyl Lomachenko. How many years ago did I do that video? What does that say? 11,000 views. How long ago did I do that video? The proof is all here. How long ago did I do that video? Somebody put in the comment section. Mikey Garcia said he was open to fight Lomachenko. How long ago was that video? Can y'all hear me? No, it wasn't 5 months. It said 2 years ago. Y'all couldn't see that? No. Listen, the one that says This shit. Mikey Garcia opened to fight Lomachenko. That shit. It says 11,000 views 2 years ago. Boxingego. So, once again, this is the fake part about boxing. I did videos when Mikey Garcia and Lomachenko were both talking shit to each other, calling each other out from 2 years ago. 2 years. We still ain't seen the fight. Spence, Crawford, been talked about a lot lately, but they weren't even like, you know, no one was even tripping off the fight because they're in different divisions, right? Lomachenko had already mentioned that he wanted to move up to lightweight at the time of that video. We still ain't got Lomachenko, Mikey Garcia. You know, Crawford got 2 fights. He got 2 fights. 2 fights at welterweight. 2. And people are like, oh, if he doesn't fight in his 3rd fight, Spence is ducking. Stop it. I did a video 2 years ago. We still ain't got that fight. Why that didn't happen? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, all I'm saying is be consistent. There's this thing called continuity. And some of y'all don't have it because y'all not consistent. You know, you weren't pushing for the, like, why is Lomachenko, why is he fighting Linares and whoever? If Bob Arum is so willing to work with Al Heyman, and Mikey has been working with Al Heyman, but he's a free agent, why is Lomachenko ain't fought Mikey Garcia? And I did a video 2 years ago. I did a video 2 years ago talking about it, and several videos since then. But that fight didn't get made. But now it's end all be all if Spence and Crawford don't fight right when you want them to fight. See, they're okay to wait for Mikey Garcia and Lomachenko. But, you know, that don't have to be built up anymore. You know, or Crawford Spence don't have to be built anymore. It's just ready-made right the fuck now. But we've been talking about certain fights like Spence versus Thurman, you know, Joshua Wilder, Lomachenko, Mikey. We've been talking about these for years. Still ain't seen them. And now your big priority is what happens to be the hot, you know, the hot fight that everyone's talking about right now. Right now. Yeah, it's popping right now. People want to see it. What about the fights we've been salivating for and still ain't been fed? You know, so all this cancer shit, no, stop. Stop it. We control the narrative now. I'm out. Let me know what you guys think. I had to hit y'all with that heat today. Appreciate y'all. Peace out. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Gang, gang. We working.